And gentlemen, welcome to Cryptocurrency for Dummies, along with Solo TV 84. We're live streaming dually today, and I have a special guest here, a young brother who has been on my channel a few times, a young brother that I've had the pleasure of meeting in person. We've had an awesome experience. We got Trojan in the building. Trojan, how you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man. The markets are looking good. We recovered from a nasty dip, ready to talk about some crypto.
All right. So let's take a look at where we're at currently. So Bitcoin right now is at $57,545.61. Still got a 47.28% dominance, right? Now, Trojan, some people might say, well, we are in altcoin season now because the Bitcoin dominance is dropping. But I think it could drop a bit further. What do you think?
Yeah, the Bitcoin dominance has been steadily dropping ever since January. It started off in like the 70s, and now it's like been slowly inching down to the 60s and the low 60s, and now it's in the 50s. So now I believe that we're gonna start trending into alt season, to where at this point Bitcoin isn't gonna have that much leverage on the market. The altcoins are gonna start to take the reins, and they're gonna be the ones that are gonna be doing the runs and shifting the liquidity.
Okay. And Ethereum has been, literally, every time I look, Trojan, right, it seems like Ethereum is breaking another record. Ethereum currently is at $2,938.96. Just not too long ago was at $2,947, a new record. What's going on with Ethereum, Trojan? For those who may not be familiar, why is Ethereum in the last few days just been extremely bullish?
So Ethereum is like pretty much like the number one altcoin. It's like when people don't put their money into Bitcoin, they put it into Ethereum, because Ethereum is like, it's seen as one of the safest altcoins because it was the first platform to launch, smart contracts and ICOs, and pretty much like it made a bridge for other networks and other companies and people to start their own sort of cryptocurrencies on their network. So it has always been like second in command after Bitcoin, in terms of almost everything, market cap, liquidity, and all of that. So when people are shifting away from Bitcoin, the first thing they will shift, or the first altcoin they will shift to, will always be Ethereum, always. And then you also got to think that there are a lot of ERC20 tokens, which means that it is a token that is under Ethereum's network. And those tokens also rely on Ethereum as well. And those tokens are going to be following a little last. It's sort of like a like one of those cup models. Of course, like it needs to, like, the liquidity needs to drip from Bitcoin into Ethereum, and then it'll drip from Ethereum to like the popular altcoins, and then into the least popular altcoins. But yeah, Ethereum is like second in command in terms of cryptos, and first in command when it comes to altcoins.
Wait, hold on a second. And we're going to address two questions in the chat. Typically, I would only take super chat questions, but we're going to, since Trojan is here, we'll open this up. And I got to address this question. I got to be petty. You looking like a 5'4" notorious big in that thumbnail, LMAO. Trojan, you have met me, bro. How tall I am, bro? Keep it a buck, man.
Bro, I know you over 6 feet. You are tall. I remember that.
I would say with shoes on, I'm a solid 6 feet, but now that I've been losing weight, I'm actually getting taller, which sounds crazy. But I think what's happening is when you've got extra weight on you, right, it messes up your posture.
Mm-hmm.
And now that, but anyway, but somebody's asking, by the way, this is not financial advice, but Trojan, a brother by the name of Floyd L. Holt says, should I drop a few hundreds on Doge right now?
Yes, you should.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, this is not financial advice, okay?
This is what we would do.
I personally would drop a few hundred in Doge, and I'll tell you why. The reason why I would drop a few hundred in Doge is because you got to understand, there's power in the youth. there's a reason why, Ocean Spray ran up to the person who was singing, or mouthing the words of like this song, on a skateboard, and went and bought him a car, and then gave him like a large supply of Ocean Spray, and was seen on media with him. There's a reason why, like, a picture of a sad grandpa eating burgers alone got the whole internet outraged, and the whole family, had to go compensate for it. The internet is powerful. This is the age where literally a post on social media can ruin your life, or it can make you insanely wealthy and popular. This is the age of this is the tech age, and with this age, every youth, every person, in the youth, they have a voice. And the thing is, if they want to pump a meme coin, they're going to keep pumping it. And you know what? Every time people get upset about it, and it's like, oh, this is a meme coin, it has no use case, blah, 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 they're just pushing it even further. Because guess what? These youth love seeing people get all pissed off, or like all angry and acting like, some angry old grandpa. They love seeing people get angry, seeing how the new system works. And you got to think about it. Think about how the older people in the generation when TVs were coming out. Think about how they acted, towards the youth who are loving the TVs. Think about how a lot of elders act with the internet. They
Right.
just
Well,
absolutely,
Trojan,
we reject this.
can I give a little bit of pushback? Now,
Mhm.
it's not a secret that the creator of Doge, and I forgot his name, I should know it. He actually said, hey, I sold my earnings, and he said he bought a car. And right now, my understanding, Trojan, is that nobody's really working on Dogecoin right now. It's actually Litecoin miners mining Doge. So since there aren't any updates being done or anything like that, and maybe the founder will be coming back to Doge, I'm not sure. I mean, is it really a safe? But and I know this is what you would do, right? But is it really realistic buy to get Doge when we both know that there are 30 coins that are better, knowing that
This
there's no
is
updates being done to Doge to keep up with the other updates that Theta, for instance, is doing with the mainnet, right? Or Ethereum with their updates. I mean, Doge seems to be a bit behind.
mm-mm. This is not financial advice, but the youth and Elon Musk, the world's richest man, are behind this coin. And the thing is, the more people cry about it not having a use case and it not being useful and it not being, sustainable, the more it's gonna pump. There's a reason why, D's Nuts was a nominee for the presidential election back in I believe it's 2016, because the youth, they feed off of the joke. Like, think about when somebody's being made fun of at school, the more angry they got, the more it gave energy to the people making fun of them. But I mean, the biggest thing is just, we got to start being a little more open-minded and start to stop talking over the youth, start to listen to them. If they want to push this coin, if they want this to be the currency because they want to prove a point, why not just ride the currency up? Why not just buy it and then go for the
Right.
go for the
And
ride?
and Trojan, I agree with that sentiment. And you've watched me for many years, so I like to
Hmm.
play devil's advocate. You know that, right?
Hmm.
Okay. I do want to say this about Doge. For transparency, and I told Trojan this, he knows. I did buy like $100 back in March the 15th. Then it went up to, I don't remember. I remember dates though. April the 15th, I checked it. It was at $318. I took a little bit out of it, put it into VeChain, and then I bought more Doge. So total, and just for transparency, and I'm not going to do this with all coins, but I will do this with Doge. Guys, I put in $250 in Dogecoin. I checked my Doge maybe about an hour ago. It's at $900 right now, and that's in a month and a half. Trojan, my $250 investment is $900. So that's almost 4x, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
mean, and it's going to go higher. And honestly, see, I'm already getting pushback in the comments. See, what you guys really don't understand is your opinion doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, Doge is going to keep pumping regardless of, people's critique on its fundamentals or people saying, questioning Elon Musk's loyalty. It doesn't
Wait,
matter. They're
Trojan,
still
Trojan, hold on. Let me stop you right there. Are you saying that with Dogecoin, because Dogecoin isn't really based on the fundamentals why people are investing, it's more sentimental, right? Do you think now, because of that, has the way that people are buying coins, cryptos, is it changing? Are the youth changing how we look at coins now? Is it going to be based off sentimental reasons, meaning that hey, we like this coin, so we ride with it, even though it may not be the best one?
Is it Mark Cuban, one of the richest man on Shark Tank, pretty much, a multi-billionaire. He invested in the dot-com bubble when everybody was talking about it's a bubble, it's risky, blah, 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 blah. Let's not do this, blah, 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 blah. But he invested. He took a shot. He even mentioned Doge. And he's even talking about DeFi, decentralized finance. He's buying Aave and different tokens in the DeFi sphere. He is keeping an open mind. He's an example of what you should strive to be when you're judging cryptocurrencies. But, a lot of people aren't keeping an open mind, and they're just letting profits just ride by them because they're being skeptical of the investment because, it doesn't abide by their, lofty expectations of what a crypto is supposed to be in their head. But this is a bull run. Anything goes. And if the youth want to push the coin, let them push it. Marilyn Manson, he talked about how, they asked him what would he say to one of the Columbine shooters or the kids who survived that massacre. And he was like, I won't say anything. I would listen to them because everybody wants to talk over them, but nobody wants to listen to them. So if they want to push the coin, they're going to push the coin. Why not just buy it instead of hating on it? There's a guy who invested his life savings about 180,000 at the time in Doge when it was 5 cents. He's a multimillionaire now. But we got people like Cool N in the chat hating, saying that I'm gonna go broke just by hearing my view on Doge. See, that type of polarizing energy is the reason why it's going to keep pumping. You guys don't understand. Currency gets value by faith, literally. If everybody in the United States decided that we're not going to use dollars, dollars would lose value. End of story. Look at what happened in Venezuela. People had wheelbarrows of cash to buy a loaf of bread. And now they had to survive on gold and silver and cryptocurrencies because their society and their fiat system collapsed. Currency is driven on faith. And if the youth are giving their faith in that currency, then that means that currency is valued. But apparently, I'm the one that needs to be doing research. So, hey, give me my opinion, man.
Hey, and once again, this ain't financial advice. Trojan just said what he would do. And by the way, Trojan, hold on. Let me give you this, bruh. You know what I mean? Bear with me. Yes, sir. By the way, I just want to say salute again to the homies Fresh and Fit for reaching over 120K. Man, Myron Gaines is making that Don DeMarco his nowadays, isn't he? Shout out to Myron, man. That's the homie, man. And by the way, guys, I will be in Miami soon, and I promise you guys that I will be shouting out the crypto gang because it's something that we're definitely going to be needing to talk about on a bigger stage. So I'm glad that they're going to allow me to have that platform. Shout out to Consular Murray with the $4.99 super chat. He said, I got 7 E's at $800. Will I be a millionaire or do I need to buy more? LOL. Also, your thoughts on VeChain. Trojan, since you are the special guest, go ahead, bro. He says he's got 7 ETH at $800.
Here's the thing.
Will he become a millionaire?
It's just, I usually discourage people. Again, this is not financial advice, but I usually discourage people from going at these large cap coins that have like large prices. Because you got to understand, if you buy ETH at about $3,000 or something, it needs to go to $6,000 to give you 2 times your money. But if you were to buy something like VeChain at 20 cents, it just needs to go to 40 cents to give you 2 times your money. If it goes to $1, it gives you 5 times your money. If you want to get 5 times your money from Ethereum at $3,000, it needs to go to $15,000. So I usually, recommend people to diversify your portfolio. Yeah, get a little bit of ETH. I would not go heavy in it because ETH, Bitcoin, these are they're more like stores of value. They're like, how you retain wealth, but you usually build your wealth with smaller cap altcoins. You're able to buy hundreds of thousands of them, thousands of them. Then it jumps to the dollars, then the tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, and you've got thousands of them. Boom, you're a millionaire. Just basic scalability, right? But if you buy 7, that coin needs to get to what, $200,000, $300,000 to make you a millionaire. So
Well, yeah, he's got 7. It would probably be about 150 if my math isn't off. But
a
yeah, somewhere
hundred,
around that. Yep.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, you can see a
100. Yeah,
small cap
yeah,
coin doing that.
not to cut you off, Trojan, but it would need to get to at least 150K. Facts.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I don't see ETH going up that. Maybe in the 10 years from now in the future, sure, but not in the next 2 years. No, I don't see that. Although there has been more speculation that ETH might hit 40K in this bull run. And when I said 30K, you brothers in the chat says Solo, you bugging. But now a 30K ETH, Trojan, do you think that's realistic or am I still
Oh,
bugging?
it's totally realistic. But you got to understand what's the timeline, and then what's the timeline with other smaller cap cryptos that have great technology and great use case. For example, okay, let's go to DigiByte, cybersecurity protocol. They want to create a Digi ID to where people don't have to get a password manager with thousands of passwords and hundreds of passwords. They can just have one Digi ID. They can go on the bus with it. They can use it in the store. They can use it to sign on to the email. They can use it anywhere. And, it's pretty much that one ID that's linked to that so that all of their stuff is protected. It's just like pretty much like a digital version, like a password manager, right? So they're creating that technology, but they're only at 15 cents right now. So if you get into that in DigiByte, let's say that jumps to about $10 or something like that. If you've invested multiple thousands of dollars, you would have made a killing. And if it goes more, you could damn near become a millionaire off of that investment alone. So it's like, the opportunity here is, yes, I get it. ETH and Bitcoin, those coins will retain wealth. And ETH, it's definitely going to 30K. No doubt about that. But my question is, what will DigiByte be? What would that coin that's 10 cents right now be at when Ethereum is going up? Would that coin that's at 10 cents be at $10? Because that would be the larger profit at that point. We got to look at, how a lot of these other Bitcoin millionaires, cryptocurrency millionaires became wealthy in 2017. What a lot of them did is they bought coins when they were low. Confessions of a Crypto Millionaire, I told you before, by Dan Conway. He was buying Ethereum when it was $5 to $6. $5 to $6. He's buying Ethereum. He was the one who got wealthy off of it. Now, everybody who's buying it at 3K, you're pretty much paying him. But that's besides the point. The thing is, people got to understand, you got to diversify your portfolio. Larger cap
Wait.
cryptos,
Not to cut you off. You got to diversify your what?
your portfolio. You got to diversify your portfolio. Larger cap coins. Yeah. Larger cap coins should be seen as a store of wealth. You put your money in Bitcoin not to become rich, because people already became rich off of that. You put your money into Bitcoin to maintain your wealth, because the chances of Bitcoin falling down is very slim, because Bitcoin is holding up the whole market. You got to either be the first or you got to be the best. Bitcoin was the first, so it has that title. It's gonna stay on top, right? Now with Ethereum, right? Same thing. It is the first platform to launch smart contracts and ICOs and have a bunch of other cryptos and networks under them. So they are technically the first in that regard. So yeah, but the people who got rich off Ethereum, they already got rich off Ethereum. If you want to get rich, you're gonna have to invest in coins like you said, VeChain, which is like about, I believe, 20 cents right now. DigiByte's about 15 cents. Theta, it's about $10. You know, Silica, that's about 20 cents. Polygon, that's about 80 to 90 cents. These coins are low, so you can buy thousands of them, you know, and then when they shoot up to the dollars, you have a couple of thousands of them, it shoots up even more. You become a straight up millionaire off of that investment alone. But, you know, you want to preserve your money. You're afraid of the bear market coming. Transfer your money to Ethereum. It is safe because it is the first platform with smart contracts. You know it's not going anywhere. You know it's safe. Go ahead. Transfer your money to Ethereum. Your money is safe now. Transfer it to Bitcoin. Your money is safe now.
Okay. All right. And I want to say thank you to Batman Beyond for the $10 Cash App. Hey Trojan, do you have are you on your computer right now or
No, I'm on mobile phone
okay.
right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you speaking through a headset, bro?
Yeah, I am. Am I a
Okay.
little choppy?
Yeah, there's a little bit of static, so I don't know if you want to keep it a bit away from your mouth because we can
Oh,
hear
okay.
you clearly, but there's a little bit of static sometimes when you speak.
Okay.
Shout out to Batman Beyond for the $10 Cash App. He says, "For brothers are missing out if they aren't in crypto." Yeah, Trojan, let's talk about that because that is something that I've been talking about since 2017 when I first got heard about cryptocurrency from one of my best friends, Ian Bellina, right? Who's on YouTube as well, and he's a crypto millionaire. He's got 2 channels, Token Metrics and Ian Bellina. Check him out, right? But when I first talked about it, I got all this pushback. People saying, "Yo, Solo TV 84 is trying to do a scam, pyramid scheme." Why is it, Trojan? And I know we've talked about this behind the scenes many times. Why is it that probably 85 to 90% of black men, okay, are going to miss out on this? By the time black men are going to finally FOMO into, and for those who don't know what the word FOMO means, fear of missing out, they're going to FOMO into crypto when Bitcoin probably hits 100 or 150K. Why is it that so many black men are focused on big booty Keisha, who doesn't care about them because they're not high value yet, when they should be worried about this crypto that could make them high value? You know what I'm saying? Why is it, Trojan, that so many brothers are going to be missing out, man?
Because, you know, a lot of people, they would rather be skeptical instead of having an open mind, and they would rather be skeptical than to do research. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Crypto is not easy to learn. It's not easy to get into. But there's a strong learning curve with it, and that's why I tell people you got to start off with Coinbase and work your way up to a private wallet, other exchanges, other coins, etc. Right? But the thing is, there's such a strong learning curve, and a lot of people are just not willing to do the work. They're not willing to do the research, and they're afraid. You know, there are a lot of Ponzi schemes. There was Amway and all these different schemes where people were getting their family members and you know, turning against their family members and falling for these schemes and losing thousands of dollars. So now they see crypto and they're just like, oh, that isn't going to work. But they haven't even looked it up. They haven't even looked up what happened. Now, me personally, I got into Bitcoin because I seen the people get rich off of it. Like, we all saw those Bitcoin millionaires pop up out of nowhere when Bitcoin jumped to ten to twenty
Yeah,
thousand
Trojan.
dollars.
That's how I got into it. Because, like I said, I knew Ian before he became a millionaire. He got into crypto. He started in February, and then he put his money in March, a bit before I did. And then by September, he was a millionaire and retired.
Yep.
And that was back in 2017. Just to let you guys.
hmm
Mhm.
And according to the 3-year cycle, we are in 2017 part 2. 2021 is the year after the halvening. 2017 was the year after the 2016 halvening. Because we're in that cycle, that means that this year we are going to have that parabolic run at the end of the year. But not only that, we're going to have a pre-parabolic run in the summer where things are going to shoot up. Altcoins are going to shoot up. Things are going to go like wild in the summer. And, you know, people need to have their positions ready for that because that was where the millionaires were made. That was when people was quitting their jobs. That's when people started realizing what crypto could do. And that was when crypto was starting to go all over the media and all that stuff. So if you're listening to this stream, you're lucky. You know about what's about to happen. This is the year. Crypto is these prices right now, you're probably never going to see them ever again. Ever again. Because in 2017, the levels that crypto was at before the 2017 summertime, they were never seen again. It never dropped to those levels again. So we got to understand, like, we're in a once in a lifetime opportunity. And yes, we are, because it's like very soon crypto is going to get regulated. The coins that stay around are going to, it's going to be very hard for them to create new currencies that people can get wealthy on. You're not going to be able to buy a currency with an amazing use case and technology like VeChain for 20 cents. Very soon, VeChain is going to be costing about $10, and Zilliqa is going to be like $40, and Theta is going to be $300. And then you're going to have to search for the new next best coins, but then that's going to be a lot of tough work. We're literally giving you guys the answers. It's the cheat code to the test, is looking back into 2017 and seeing how these guys got wealthy. And they got wealthy by either buying Bitcoin early back in 2011, 2012, 2013, or buying altcoins that were in the cents, that were in the dollars, that had low supplies. You got to also look at the supply, because Ethereum supply, it made sense why buying it at $5 to $6 was an amazing deal versus buying Litecoin at like 50 cents. So it's still an amazing deal. And people who bought those coins when they were low, they made amazing profits to the point where a lot of them don't even have to work a day in their life. And they only cash out a portion of their portfolio.
Shout out to Floyd L. Holt with another $5 donation. Hey, yo, Floyd, holding it down, bro. Hey, by the way, I do have my crypto addresses too in the description if you want to send me some ETH, Bitcoin, or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Floyd says, will cryptocurrency be hit with the capital gains tax? Now, as you know, Trojan, there's been a lot of talk with the Biden administration talking about they want to tax crypto up to the wazoo. What are your thoughts on this?
Here's the thing. If you have crypto and you make a lot of money off of it, and especially if you're staking it and you're making gains off of it, you actually can. And you guys got to understand, these rich people would not survive if these kind of taxes were around. But have you noticed when these laws and taxes come, they are never affected? There are loopholes, guys. There are legal loopholes, and the rich people use them all the time. One of them is putting your cryptos and assets under an LLC and making sure that your assets are protected if anybody were to come after you and try to claim your stuff and try to take your stuff. So one of the biggest things is putting your crypto under a business, under an LLC. And then if it's under a business, guess what? You have a business tax that is fixed. So that capital gains tax doesn't apply to you, because guess what? You're not the one making the gains, your LLC is.
Right.
There's a lot of loopholes people got to understand. But like I said, I would focus on earning the money with crypto first, get into the good coins, try to make the actual capital gains. Then I would start to worry about thinking like a rich person and trying to learn the legal tax loopholes, write-offs, etc. To help manage your money. I would focus on that a little later. But I would not let that discourage you. Don't be afraid of taxes. If you're getting if you're afraid of taxes, that means you're making money. That's what Kevin O'Leary said.
Okay, and guys, we're going to take more questions, but we got to get to the main topic, right, Trojan? And then we'll take some questions afterwards. And by the way, guys, please hit the like button. Likes are free. Cash App is there as well. As is what I'm saying, Super Chat. Hold on, guys, 1 second. Let me prepare this here for y'all. Because as you guys know, if you've ever seen my crypto shows, we don't just go off the willy-nilly here we like to show receipts, right? And meaning that we have a presentation for you guys set up. So give me 1 second here. Bear with me a moment, Trojan, as I get this set up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a conversation, Trojan, you and I have had, right? In behind the scenes. Matter of fact, in our Telegram group as well. 10 things I would do as a new crypto millionaire. Now, this is a conversation that we've been having behind the scenes for months, but especially recently. And at first, the conversation, I'm not going to lie, Trojan, I thought it was a joke. Not a joke in the sense of, wow, we're really going to be millionaires. Why are we talking about this, right? It was kind of like a joke to me in a sense that as a person who's been in this market, saw the 2017 bull run and then the 2018 90% pullback, I initially I was just like, I was kind of like, I didn't want to be too overexcited, Trojan, where I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a millionaire, because in the back of your mind, I remember 2018, we had that mindset, and then we just got wrecked, right? By putting money into some of these ish coins that we thought were gonna pop, like Sparkster, and now they ain't around no more. You know what I'm saying? But then the reality hit me when I had a conversation with my cousin, who is an engineer. He's makes good money. He says, Solo, this is gonna change your life, and you got to start planning. And so me and him were talking about certain things that I should be looking at, investing, stuff like that, and just getting ready, right? Even if you don't become a millionaire, let's say you become a thousandaire, right? Where you make 500K. Trojan, let's talk about this, because they're brothers right now, and I'm fully believe that we're gonna have a lot of millionaires in this space, and a lot of even maybe a few billionaires as well. But Trojan, before we even go into this, why is it that this is not far-fetched that we're gonna see more new black millionaires, or just more millionaires in general, than we've ever seen because of this wealth transfer?
Because, we got to understand that according to the cycle, we are in 2017 part 2. Every miracle that happened in 2017 can very well happen now. The only difference is a lot more institutions buying into cryptocurrency, primarily Bitcoin, Ethereum, and, other popular altcoins. But, this is our second chance. This is the second Bitcoin happening. Of course, after that Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin goes crazy, but also altcoins absorb some of that liquidity and they go wild as well. So the first peak in 2017 was summer. That's where a lot of people became very wealthy. And then the next peak was the end of the year. That's when a lot of people were multimillionaires, absolutely ridiculously wealthy, quit their jobs, retired, did all of that. And then obviously, yeah, we got a nasty drop in 2018, because I personally believe the world wasn't ready for crypto at that time, and a lot of institutions were not buying in. Now, the institutions, they're the ones that are going to save the cryptocurrency market if it would ever fall into a bear run like that, simply because, the institutions set the standard, and if the market falls below, the institutions would just buy it up, so that there's a strict standard so that the market doesn't fall too low, and that I don't believe we're going to get a crash like we did in 2018. But pretty much, again, you guys got to just go to YouTube, go to your YouTube search bar and search up Bitcoin millionaires and look up what happened in 2017, where people literally looked at profiles of millions of dollars and they just had no idea what to do. Look at Reddit, look online, look at the articles. One guy became a Bitcoin millionaire and is just literally traveling the world doing what he wants, doesn't have to work a day in his life, gets to sleep as late as he wants, because he invested in crypto and he held it long enough. So I feel like people got to understand, the opportunity that's in front of them. But it's totally possible, because we are in that exact area in the cycle. That's why it's possible.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, for anybody who's new in the space, if you want to learn more, I did put in the link for my Trendsetter cryptocurrency course. Guys, I'm getting great reviews back for people who are using it. Listen, guys, I know sometimes I come on YouTube and I do my little jokey jokes, but I take my money very seriously and I take my crypto very seriously. And I know a lot of you gentlemen do as well. So definitely check it out if you're a no. And hey, if you're a vet and maybe you just want to refresh, you can do it too. Know what I'm saying? I know you vets are cool though. So let's get straight into this here. First things first, the opinions expressed in this video are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or any specific security investment product. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry, i.e. cryptocurrency, along with as well as what I'm doing. And by the way, guys, whatever I'm saying in the list, and this is personally to me, okay, I'm already doing some of these things, okay? I'm already doing some of these things, or some of these things I'm about to do. So that's just for total transparency. This is for you guys who may be buying coins, but you haven't really thought about what's next. And so that's why we're doing this video. And so before you even get there to this place, right? Writing down long-term and short-term goals of things I want to do, right, Trojan? And we've talked about this, right? Behind the scenes of what does it mean for me? Not just the channel, because the content might change completely, but also what is it that I want to do in the short term and long term, right? That's very important. Having conversations with people who are already millionaires, making six figures, financially successful, this will help you. If you have friends or people that you know business-wise, they're already there, so they can tell you about certain things. Even if they're not crypto millionaires, they can still give you, guidance or advice in regards to what you may be dealing with, okay? Having a crypto exit plan. If you have a sizable amount invested in cryptocurrency, you should think of having a plan, not just on cashing out, but you should think of having a plan, period. And we're going to go through that here, okay? Some people, Trojan, don't even have a plan of when to sell. They're just like, well, I'm just going to sell when it goes high, right? And that's how a lot of people missed it in 2017 when they got locked out of the exchanges and whatnot. I have a plan what I'm going to do with Doge before Doge hits $1. I already have a plan. I have a plan with certain coins, right? Now, that is my plan. That doesn't mean that it's your plan. Because your portfolio probably looks different than mine. I guarantee it. We may have a lot of similar coins, but my portfolio is probably different from yours because of the amount, because of how I'm looking at it, etc. And I've already talked in previous videos about some of that, okay? Now, let me say shout out to Batman Beyond. He dropped another $5 super chat. I believe we will become millionaires, but it's going to be a journey. No cakewalk. Can't get cocky. Stay focused. Salute to both of you, brothers. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. All right. Trojan, you ready, bro?
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Also, I just to address one comment in the chat. Somebody says Justin Winfrey says I'm new to crypto, just bought Bitcoin and Ethereum on Coinbase, but I can't buy XRP. How do I buy XRP? I personally would look into the other altcoins. Crypto, Coinbase has something called Coinbase Earn, where you can watch videos about the cryptos in their technology, and you can take quizzes and start learning about the different cryptos. I wouldn't just buy what's in the front page. I would start researching into these other cryptos like Polygon, like Anchor, like 1inch. They have an exchange like Uniswap. They have an exchange. I would look into these other cryptos because I believe that they will give you much larger gains than the front-facing cryptos that you are buying.
Okay, definitely. And salute to you, brother, for getting into cryptos too, So, all right, Trojan, you ready, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, hold on a second. Chat, you ready? You ready to become millionaires? Chat, what up? All right, chat. Let's get into this, man. I'm excited. Here we go. Let's get it popping. Number one, keep it on the low. The first thing you want to do is flex your new wealth on Instagram or social media. Call your friends and family and let them know you're now a millionaire or multi-millionaire. Don't. Okay? Listen. When rich people are doing business deals, they don't let people know. Why? Because they know that they have to move in silence. They are ninjas for real. Shout out to all my Naruto fans. You gotta be quiet with your money. Would you tell somebody, hey, I just got paid X amount of $1,000 today on my paycheck, or $500 for, on OnlyFans? No, you wouldn't. You would keep your mouth shut. And so when you become a millionaire, keep that on the low. Your newfound wealth will make you a target for predators, scammers, Instagram thotties, big booty Keisha. However, the biggest one will be your friends and family. Now, Trojan, let's talk about that, because a lot of people don't realize, they might think this is a joke, right? But there are a lot of scammers and predators, and you see them even on some popular crypto channels, where these scammers will make a YouTube profile and say, hey, telegram me, I can make you rich. And it's not the YouTuber doing it.
Yeah.
You guys might even see that in the future here. I will never post my phone number here or tell you, hey, send me 5 Bitcoin and I'll get you 10. I will never do that. Go ahead, Trojan, bro.
The first thing you do when you become wealthy off of crypto is you shut your mouth. Straight up. That is the first thing you do. Or else you will have people. And now, strangers asking you for money is one thing. People giving you sob stories in letters. Oh, my leg is broken. I just want to, walk down the aisle to marry my wife. Like, there's just so much crap they're gonna give. Like, people should look up the stories of people who win the lottery and see the terrible things that they go through with people begging for money by any means necessary. But the worst part is if your friends and family is begging you for money. And then it becomes an issue, because now you got to break relationships, friendships, and even relationships in your family, because people are begging you for money that you can't give at the moment. Now, the first, definitely do not, before you get any plan started, you should not be telling anybody. You should not just be disclosing, that you are wealthy to anyone. You need to keep that on the low, keep that under wraps, because you will attract attention by some very dangerous and competent people. Ian Bellina was actually scammed. There were hackers that hacked into his email and pretty much robbed him of his crypto on his live stream. Literally, because that's how vicious they are. If they have enough time to know that you have the crypto and to plot around trying to get it from you, they will do anything in their power to do it. So people need to be very careful, especially with these crypto
and not to cut you off, Trojan, but that's one of the reasons too, when people ask well, how much money do you have in crypto, Solo? I don't believe you. Let's see your portfolio. I don't do it. If you remember, Trojan, Ian used to post his portfolio. Not only was he posting the coins that he had, but the amount on Instagram. I remember when he used to post that. And I used to think to myself, yo, that boy is wild, because he used to post his portfolio, the amount of coins, exactly how much. So when people say, Solo, why don't you tell us how much money you have in crypto or your portfolio? I'm like, no, because I learned from Ian's situation not to do so. And nowadays, Ian will tell you on a live stream, hey, I got this coin or that coin, but he won't tell you how much. The only reason I told you about the Doge is for transparency. But the other coins, I'm not telling you how much I got. That's none of your business. Matter of fact, I actually broke my portfolio down on the previous stream, given a percentage of how much I got allocated, right, in certain coins. Now, if you watch that video, it's outdated, right, Trojan? Because guess what? Trojan was the one who actually told me, hey, man, you have too much Bitcoin, bro. Just get into some of these alts. And so that video is even outdated. And that video I made that less than a month ago, right? Shout out to B Money. He says, salute to Solo. I remember when you got into crypto, you thought you was too late. I did. Trojan, this is funny now. Remember, I've been in this space since 2017. Bitcoin was about 1,000 or 1,500 bucks, and I thought I was too late. Trojan, jokes on me, I guess, huh?
Dude, nobody is too late. If you're listening to this stream, you are very early, because you got to look at the 2017 cycle. The people who had crypto and they had their bags already set before the summer run, which was the first peak, they ended up making large gains in the summer and then the end of the year. But the people who didn't really maintain and the FOMO screwed them over were people who usually bought crypto in the fourth quarter. Those were the people who kind of got screwed over. So we got to understand, like, according to the cycle, we are all very early. And we got to understand the opportunity that's in front of us. Like, you got to think back to yourself, like, okay, let's say I'm in 2017, I'm in the end of April, or I'm in the beginning of May in 2017. You know, Bitcoin is like $2,000. You know, Ethereum is, $35. What would you do? You would buy the crap out of it, wouldn't you? And then you'd sell a good portion at the end of the year, or at least the summer peak if you can't wait. So, I mean, people got to understand, like, we are in the bull run.
And just for future note, if you're watching this video maybe a month or so from now, when Bitcoin is 75 or the market cap goes up to 3 trillion, guess what? You're still going to be early. You guys are still early. They're predicting Bitcoin to go up to 1 million within the next 10 years. So even if it goes up, you're still going to be early. Now, granted, would you rather be in it when it was $100, Trojan, compared to 100,000? That's where the FOMO comes in, right?
Well, Solo, one thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's just,
go ahead.
It's just like, if you get in now, you're good. You get your profits. But if you wait, you're gonna have to wait another 3 years for the next cycle if things repeat. Now, again, I don't think that'll happen, but I'm talking hypotheticals. I'm talking according to what happened last cycle in 2017, the year after the 2016 happening, right? Now, this is the year after the 2020 happening. So we're going full circle. This is the time. If people don't get in now, you are not seeing these prices ever again. You're not going to be able to see these profits for a long time.
And I will say this, right? And I'm not trying to give you pushback, Trojan. Obviously, if the market keeps going the way it does, yes. I mean, we don't know. Anything could happen, right? Maybe the prices will go lower, and then you may get in because something bizarre might happen, right? Look, I mean, if you told me a year and a half ago we would be in a pandemic and you could get some of these coins for pennies on the dollar, right? Basically, Trojan. Because I remember Bitcoin went down to 4,000, and I was like, yeah, cool. Let me buy 0.0015, whatever I bought, right? That was a good buy. So I'm not disagreeing with you, Trojan, but I'm just saying that, you always want to pay attention to the market. And unfortunately, and I'll be honest with you guys, I love bull run season. Bull run season is fun. It's fun to see your portfolio go up. Bear season is kind of boring, but we need it because that is how you're able to accumulate most of your coins and positioning. And so when bull run season happens, you're set. You're ready to go. So that's what we've been doing the last few years is, right, Trojan, is getting ourselves to the place that we're at now, studying, learning, doing the research, doing the work. And I just wanted to say this, and I'll pass this back to Trojan. Always do your own research, guys, right? Do your own research. Anything you want to add on, Trojan, before we go to the next slide?
It's just, I mean, if you want to be if you want to make little profits, you can get in on the bear runs, but we're in the year where literally millionaires are made. If you make the right decisions, if you buy and hold the right coins, you can literally become a multimillionaire and never have to work a day in your life. This is an opportunity that is not going to be coming back for a long time, I feel like. And if it does, you're going to have to be very, very, very perceptive and very picky with what coins you choose to rock with. But Right now, I mean, in a bull run season, every coin goes up. A rising tide raises all ships. Because Bitcoin is going up, it's going to raise every other coin with it because of the 2020 halving. It's the same thing that happened in 2016. Every coin went up in 2017. So we got a year. We got from now until December to repeat 2017. Now, the question is, if you were back in time to 2017, what would you do?
And Jungle ENT asks, how long will this bull run last? Let's talk about that, Trojan.
Well,
Real quick, and then we'll go to the next slide. Guys, I know you have questions, guys. We will get to them, I promise. But we also have to do a presentation. Go ahead,
um,
Trojan.
I did, say it. It was pretty much, the end of the year. The 2020 halvening happened last year, and the 2016 halvening happened, in the summer, and then 2017 had two large peaks: the summer and the end of the year. The end of the year is the final peak. So we didn't even get to the first peak yet. That's the thing. This is not like we're in September and we already had the first peak and people seeing, Ethereum jump to 10K and fall back down. No, that didn't happen yet. So we didn't even get to the first peak. But see, when the first peak happens, people are gonna see it and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know that could actually happen." And then that's when the investors start FOMOing in. And then if you didn't already have your bags, you're just going to be FOMOing too. But if you have your bags, you're just going to be making money on every single person that FOMOs into the market.
Batman asks, Solo, do you think Doge will hit $1? Thanks. Yeah, I think Doge will hit $1 probably
Yep.
later in the summer. That's my thing. Who could have predicted Dogecoin to come? It came out of nowhere, but like Trojan said, the youth, they love Doge. So I see Dogecoin, my prediction, later in the summer, sometime maybe July or August. What do you think, Trojan? Do you think Doge will hit a dollar this cycle?
It's totally going to hit $1. I mean, you got to look at the price. A lot of people don't look at the price pattern of Doge. Like I said, we got, haters in the chat hating on Doge. You got people hating on Doge because it's a meme coin, has no use case. But you got to look at it. Doge has long accumulation periods in its chart. It has long accumulation periods, and then it has an explosive jump. The accumulation, it finished its rise in February. Then it had a long accumulation of about 2 months, and then it had an absolute price explosion from 5 cents to about 40 cents, then consolidated back to 30 cents. That is a very healthy rise when it comes to crypto. See, people don't even look at the charts. They don't understand that's a very healthy rise. If it jumped to like from 5 cents to like $1 and then jump back down to 4 cents, that's an unhealthy rise, right? Because at the end of the day, it consolidated back down below the previous resistance level. But if it shot up and it made a new resistance level, higher highs and higher lows, that is a very healthy rise. That means it's maintaining its previous rise and it's making a new floor so it can do another jump. So yes, Doge will definitely get to $1. And honestly,
And
what probably is going to happen is it's going to have a nice long accumulation period, probably about a month or a couple weeks or so, and then it'll just absolutely explode and Twitter will go crazy.
I just want to say this here as a fun fact. In 2013, when Doge first came out, if you put $1,000 into Doge and hodled up until now, you would have $11.5 million right now. So that's just some food for thought. Let's go to number 2. Consult with a certified financial advisor. Yo, you guys hit up my guy, One Master Teacher. Hey, yo, 1MT, I'm gonna send a lot of business your way, man. I'm gonna need a commission. Vet your financial advisor. Titles don't mean anything. What are their credentials? What do they specialize in? I always tell the story, right? Trojan, you've heard me tell the story before where I was in a restaurant arguing with a financial, me and him were debating about crypto, and I was kicking his ass. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it real, right? And the guy, the financial advisor, got so flustered that he pulled out his BMW keys and says, I got keys to BMW. What are you driving? And that's when I realized, you know what? This is silly. You're a financial advisor. You're in the financial sector. You should know more about this than I do, right? And unfortunately, even in 2021, you still have a lot of financial advisors who are not very familiar with cryptocurrency, although they should be. And so what type of financial advisor? That is up to you to decide. Do you want an investment advisor, wealth advisor, fiduciary? Those have a duty to their clients' best interests rather than their own, okay? And that's probably something that I'll be looking at. And I do have friends that are in the financial sector as well. So, I've had some casual conversations with them. Consult with a financial advisor on taxes. What are the capital gains tax in your state? What are the tax laws? Should I move somewhere else? And we'll talk more about that later. But here's the thing. Just because you have this money now or this crypto, right? And then if you convert it back to fiat or what have you, right? The reason why most lottery winners, for example, Trojan, they go broke is because they don't even consult with a financial advisor. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can totally believe it. Because the thing is, a lot of people, and I tell a lot of people, like, wealth is not how much money you have. Because if you read the book, The Millionaire Next Door, they talk about that there are millionaires, out here who have a couple $1 million, but they live regular lives. What people see as millionaires nowadays is how much people spend money. That's what they would classify you as a millionaire. So somebody could be a millionaire right next to you, but if they're not flexing and throwing money and flexing on their Instagram and going to expensive vacations and spending their money stupid, they're technically not wealthy to you. So a lot of people they desire the Instagram wealthy lifestyle, and they go out and they flaunt the money, they flex, they flaunt, they throw their money at whatever, not knowing that you got to budget the money, and if you spend it recklessly, you're going to lose it. Millionaires are made by people, or the rich are made by people investing and investing and investing, and sort of acting poor in a way to continue to invest large amounts. But see, a lot of poor people, they want to pretend like they're rich and buy the most expensive things and go to the most expensive places and go on vacations all the time and and flex and live their best life. But a lot of people need to understand, like, when you get money, the biggest thing you need to do is secure it. That's the first thing you do. Then you got to realize, how am I going to make passive income off of this money, or how am I going to sustain it? Because if I'm just getting loss and loss and loss and loss with no gain, this won't be sustained. So you got to learn how I'm going to make this money work for me. Look up Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Understand how to make money work for you. And don't just think that because you have, I don't know, $7 million that you can just go flex and throw the money and live that Instagram wealthy lifestyle and just travel and because the money is going to get blown.
Trying to impress big booty Keisha. Facts.
Yeah, I mean, that lifestyle is only for when you have sustained your money, you've made it secure, you have a source of income or multiple sources of income, and you are making your money work for you. That's when you can start living the lifestyle.
And then, Trojan, not to cut you off, but that's one of the things that and we'll get into more of that, Trojan, because you're way ahead of me already, bro. But investments that you may want to make in other areas, such as index funds, mutual funds, stocks, bonds, trusts, etc. And we're going to talk more about passive income here. Trojan's already ahead of me. He already knows where I'm going to take this, because me and Trojan, we've had these conversations. But it's very important that this is how rich people and regular people and broke people think about money is different, because rich people understand that money is meant to be used as a tool to make more money, not just to spend. You see, poor people, you get $100. What we do, Trojan, in the community, we get $100, then we spend $100.
Mm-hmm.
A rich person will see that $100 and then he'll figure out a way to flip it so you can make that 100 into 1,000. You feel me? And so this is one of the reasons why a Warren Buffett and Elon Musk, all these wealthy people that you guys admire so greatly, right? This is why they stay getting richer, because they invest that money so it can make them more money. They
And
invest
also,
it. Oh, go
if
ahead.
I can just add on one thing, right? That rich person would flip it. He would flip that 100 to 1,000, and then he'd sustain himself to a budget of only spending 10% of his gains.
Facts. So it's very important. Like, and one of the things, and Trojan got me actually into the habit. I've been watching a lot of alux.com videos. They're on YouTube. They have really very simple videos on, wealth management, on changing your mind, opinions on wealth. Because one of the things is this, guys, and let's be honest, Trojan, some of you guys are bad at budgeting or bad with money. And just because you're rich doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to become good. So you have to understand that if you want to make this wealth last, you're going to have to get into things that you may not be familiar with, because you may not have that income at the time to get into investing into certain things and what have you. But now that you have the funds, you have to get into it. And we're going to get into all of that more. But Trojan, do you have anything to say about investing your money in mutual funds, index funds, or stocks? Anything you want to add on that one, or?
Well, I mean, I'm not expert in that at all, but I do know.
Wait. That's why we say this isn't financial advice, guys. That's why you go to a financial advisor. But when you go, make sure you have some questions ready. You know what I'm saying? And really, and this is why I say, it's not financial advice. But if you talk to a financial advisor, let's say you have $1 million, right, Trojan, or 10 million, or 100 million. Right? Because there's going to be some brothers, they're going to have 100 million. You want to know, like, how can I extend this to my next generation, or how can I live my best life possible? Let me read this super chat by Batman, and then we'll go to the next slide. He says, if you do become a millionaire, do not get married. I repeat, do not get married. Don't let your feelings mess up your cheddar. I will say this. If you get married, don't do it in America. Do it like Ike did it. Ike got married in Africa, or jump over a broom, okay, with no paperwork. Oh, man, I'm wrong for that. Hey, that's what. Remember the rapper Future? He had like some sort of a spiritual marriage on a beach, but then he still end up with all these other side chicks.
Good Lord.
Oh. Hey, facts. Hey, you ready for number 3, bro?
Yeah.
All right. Now the super chat is on, bro. Is on. You know what I'm saying? But James Young, you on the Crypto for Dummies channel, so you might have to hit the Cash App, bro, or go over to Solo TV 84, because I'm dual streaming. So I'm streaming this on my main channel and my crypto channel, because I want, this is great information that we're giving you guys. You know what I mean? We're giving you some great information here that a lot of you guys are gonna need and start thinking about. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Number 3, paying off all my debt. Paying off my debt is the first thing I will do with my money. So no, guys, I know you see the BMW i8 on the thumbnail. That was to entice you. But paying off existing debt, but not creating new debt, is going to be key. Also, paying any potential taxes ahead of time. Okay, that's my thing, and that's one of the reasons why, me personally, I'm not saying you do this. This is why I say this is for me. Is I want to pay the taxes right away, so I don't have to worry about it later. Trojan, what's your take on number 3?
Here's my thing, right? Like, we got to understand that the fiat value of debt is going to stay the same. And even if the interest is going up, the interest is not accruing faster than crypto is giving you gains. A lot of people in the stock market, they make some people make 30 to 50% gains in the stock market. While in crypto, you can make 30 to 50% in a month, in a week even, if you have really good crypto picks. But I honestly feel like people need to understand, like, okay, I would wait until you do get your nice jump off amount of money. And once you get that, pay your debt first. That's the first expense you pay. I would not even hesitate. That's the first thing you do. You get rid of your debt. And then the next thing is you get a financial advisor. You start working on how learning to manage that wealth. But definitely paying off your debt is extremely important.
Strided Z says number 3 should have been number 1. I mean, okay. I mean, me personally, listen, number 1 is easy to do, but I agree with you. I mean, if that's what you think, that's cool. You know what I mean? Okay, let's continue. Number 4, you ready, Trojan?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
Number 4, move to a crypto-friendly state or country within 12 months. Now, that is my goal. Some of you guys might want to move right away, might want to move in 6 months. I'm giving myself 12 months. Why? Because I want to have all my affairs in order. I got friends and family here. I might move to a different state, or I might move out the country. Now, these are some places that I've been looking at. Now, I'm not going to tell you because I'm not trying to run into you Negroes and have you ask me for some Bitcoin. That's a joke. Come on, people. Lighten up in the chat. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize how much taxes you truly pay in capital gains tax, income tax, etc. Some of you guys are going to jump not just one tax bracket or 2, but maybe 3 or 4, right, Trojan? So now you're going to be paying taxes that you ain't even know existed, bruh, because you ain't never paid them before. Or you may have heard of them. But now this is where ish gets real. And this is where wealthy people who are smart, they know how to protect their assets properly. Didn't Warren Buffett once say that his secretary pays more taxes than he does? Trojan? You remember that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The rich find tax loopholes. They find, ways to manage their wealth. They find ways to get out of a lot of these traps that are set up for a lot of middle class and lower class people. But with crypto, buying crypto is not taxable at all. Trading crypto and selling crypto are the only 2 taxable. Well, trading crypto, selling crypto, and buying items with crypto are taxable events. So those are the events you would have to report, and you would have to usually pay capital gains on that. But if you're just holding a crypto and you see it jump up to like $13 million, you don't got to pay taxes on it until you close the deal, as in you cash out or you trade it or buy something with it.
All right. Thank you for that, Trojan. Now, Puerto Rico is well known for their Act 22, 0 capital gains tax, and only 4% income tax. So shout out to King Nick. He's in Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico is definitely on my list. Deutschland, aka Germany, that's what you see right here. You do not have to pay any taxes on gains you make with investments in Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies afield for more than a year, which is really nice. The British Virgin Islands, no capital gains taxes, income tax, or corporate tax for companies or individuals who reside there. Now, some of you like Big Booty Keisha, well, then just go to the islands, right? Then you can have both. Continuing, Hong Kong. Trojan, I know you like them Asian pods, you know what I'm saying? Hong Kong, no long-term crypto taxes in Hong Kong. It's actually Hong Kong, even though they recently have had new guidelines, it's one of the most crypto-friendliest places to live. That's why a lot of companies, cryptocurrency companies, are located in Hong Kong. Malta, aka known as the blockchain island for overseas companies and foreign residents, the income and capital gains are not taxable. That's the picture you've seen right there. Malta is definitely on my list. Trojan, have you seen the Pogs, bro? Just beautiful.
No. I've only heard about it in theory. I've never seen them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've seen some pictures. So Malta is definitely on my list. What's important, guys, is check your state and check the states or countries that you're interested in, because the crypto space is still new and tax laws change all the time. That's why you hear them trying to cause, FUD, right? And for those that don't know what FUD means, that's crypto slang for fear, uncertainty, doubt, by spreading, tax rumors and whatnot. But Trojan, you saw my list, and there are probably a few more other places, but this is my list. I mean, that probably other. I know Malaysia is another one, right? But Trojan, anything you want to add, or any place?
Well, if you need to stay in the United States for, probably a little bit longer, because I know me personally, I want to get out of here. But
Wait, within
if
12 months or before 12 months?
yeah, within a couple years.
Okay.
Within a couple years.
Maybe I'm moving
Because
too soon, man.
there are states that have no states capital gains tax and no income tax, so that if you do get paid from your LLC, you don't got to pay taxes on that. So that is I believe Nevada, Washington, Texas, Florida, and a few others. I don't necessarily remember the top of my head, but there are states with no states capital gains or income tax. They're very tax friendly. And they make up their taxes by other ways, like property tax or sales tax. But yeah, people should check that out if they do want to stay in the U.S. for a tad bit longer while they're set.
Yeah, and some states, and don't quote me on this, guys, but I believe Florida, Texas, Colorado, and Wyoming. I could be wrong though. I know Wyoming is very crypto friendly. I know what you're thinking. Well, Solo, why would I go to Wyoming? Because they got them pogs. Stay away from California. All right, Trojan, you ready for the next one?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, we ready. Moving. Now, guys, here's the thing: do your research. Right? That's all I got to say. Number 5, not quitting my job right away. I can be very impulsive at times. However, I would not quit my job right away, whether I make $1 million or 10 million off crypto, etc. I would go on a vacation to clear my head. Having a transition plan. Do you have any businesses you want to start that you've been thinking about? An LLC? Myself, I enjoy working, but I want to work for myself fully. Okay? Now, I don't want to be one of those people who quit their jobs and didn't have a plan just to go back to the job making less money than before. This happened to a few people in 2018 and 2019 during the bear market. They didn't take precaution, Trojan. They didn't have a plan. And then they had to go back to work when they were millionaires for a brief stint. What are your thoughts on this, Trojan?
Well, again, people really got to have a plan. You can make millions off of crypto, but you got to make sure you learn how to maintain it. Drops usually come after every good rise. So you got to understand what you're going to do with your crypto. You're going to transfer it to a stable coin, transfer a certain amount to a stable coin, and then use that to live off of until you get your funds together. Or you can transfer it to crypto that is stable and that will do well, like Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then you keep the rest of the funds to yourself. But people should cash out a decent amount to live off of and get things set up, like their LLC and a bunch of other things, and make sure that they have a plan. Because if you quit your job, you got a bunch of time on your hands. You should not waste that time living that Instagram lifestyle. You should spend the time really consulting and figuring out what you're going to do with the money.
And Trojan, this reminds me, have you ever heard of a guy named Dan Bilzerian?
Yep. Yes, I have.
And I'm actually going to do a podcast on him. But Dan Bilzerian, he's like the first Instagram flexer, right? He always would post pictures of him with all these Instagram girls and doing exotic things. You know what I mean? And come to find out, Dan Bilzerian is broke as a joke. And all just for flexing on social media, trying to impress people, right? And so
you want to know the sad part?
Guys, I'm not saying you can't have fun with your money. You can still have big booty Keisha or big booty Judy, but be reasonable. Don't go crazy. And next thing you know, you got 10 girls in your rented Airbnb mansion and you going for broke. Like, no.
The saddest part is Dan Blazarian actually, this man, so first of all, he got all of his money from a trust fund from his criminal father. But the second saddest thing is that he hired a female, that he thought was pretty attractive to pretty much act as, one of his girls when he would walk around his little posse. Was like sort of like the face of his brand and, always did shots and modeling and all that stuff with him. And she took the money that he was tricking on her with, and she invested it into crypto. And now she's worth about $400 million, and he's broke.
And Dan is broke.
He's broke. Exactly.
So she became richer than him because guess what? He was tricking his money on this chick. Probably didn't even like him, let's be honest. And then she took the money, invested into crypto, and now she's richer than Dan.
Yep. And the thing is, he tricked his money on her. She clearly didn't respect him because she put out the video publicly on TikTok. So she clearly didn't respect the man. And, she released the fact that she put all of her money into cryptocurrency that he was tricking on her with. And now she's richer than he is, so he's dealing with this stuff about being broke. He's being exposed. He has to return his mansion while she made dang near $500 million off of buying cryptocurrency. The world we live in.
Crazy, I know. Shout out to James Young. He says, best advice, start an LLC, build it to a point where you have a choice whether or not to quit your job, have alternate means of income in case your primary LLC has lean times. Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why, and shout out to James Young, by the way. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. And that's one of the reasons why I have this here, because, we've heard stories, for those who've been in the space for a while, about people who became millionaires and then they went broke, Trojan, and then they had to go back, work their 9 to 5, and then they're making less money than they did before because the companies got them for cheaper. So imagine could you imagine, Trojan, you become a millionaire, right? Multi-millionaire, maybe even, right? And then you go broke, and then you have to go back to the company, but not only to add insult to injury, but now they're going to give you less money than you made before you quit the job. Oof.
Well, again, like Robert Kiyosaki said when he left his job, they said, oh, you're going to come back. He was like, no, I'm never coming back. And people got to be hungry like that, when it comes to planning. Like, this is not just an afterthought. This is the main thing you got to do. The flexing, that's the afterthought. That's the thing you do after. That's what, that's the little prize that you get. But you got to understand the main purpose of getting this wealth is learning how to maintain and manage it. Because, a lot of people don't understand the reason why you're going to have to quit your job is because maintaining wealth is a job in and of itself.
Wait, Trojan, say it again, bro. Maintaining wealth is what?
Maintaining wealth is a job in and of itself. It is a job. It is a job to maintain your money if you got a lot of money. Because there's people who want that money from you. There's employers people that you're going to have to hire to help you manage your wealth. There's accountants, there's CPAs, there's lawyers that are going to have to take papers on behalf of your LLCs. There are different people that are going to have to work for you the more money you get. Maintaining your wealth is a job. It's a full-time job. Or else you will get robbed blind.
Shout out to Antonio Esperanza. He says, it's not about quitting a job. It's about winning your freedom. Right. And to me, I'm glad you brought that up. To me, that's what crypto represents, Trojan. It represents freedom. It represents opportunity. Right. All this stuff that you hear talking about YouTube, about big booty Keisha and women's submission and high value, that won't mean anything to you once you have that freedom, because you know why? You're going to be out of the matrix. Those rules won't apply to you anymore. Trojan and I always talk, and he always brings up the example of when he first met Mr. Smith, right? Trojan, tell him that story with the shoes and the Mr. Smith pulling up. Tell him that story.
we was going to a club and you told me that, there was a dress code. I hope you brought some dress shoes. And I was like, I didn't. So I had to go to Target and get some dress shoes and a dress shirt. I was trying to look good, because I didn't want to get kicked out for not abiding by the dress code of that specific club. So then I go to the club, and then, we go out to meet Mr. Smith. And this guy is wearing blue sweatpants and a white t-shirt. And this man is just dapping people up, doing what he wants. And then we see another guy.
Trojan, don't do Mr. Smith like that. It was a Versace sweatpants and a shirt. Versace. That Versace outfit probably costs more than our outfits combined, bro.
Solo, I had to go to Target to buy shoes to even get in. And this man could just grab his regular everyday. Of course, it is expensive because he is a wealthy man, but he had to grab his everyday clothes and he was good. Same thing with the NFL player that we saw in the club. Remember the Vikings player? He had joggers on in black shoes and a black t-shirt.
And countless of girls were just approaching these guys.
Mm-hmm.
All that big booty Keisha and big booty Judy and submission guys. When you pull up in a Bentley, you can skip the line. The girls know who you are, bruh. They choosing, bruh. But guess what? You get to choose which one you want to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to change this into one of them, but I'm saying a lot of you guys are worried about things that really is matrix talk. When guys talk about women and this and that, I don't even listen to guys like that no more because to me, it's a waste of time. When I wake up, I'm watching the Modern Investor. Salute to him. I'm watching whoever is on my subscription for crypto. I deleted like half of Red Pill content creators because they're not talking about anything that can edify me. You know what I'm saying? So the stuff that you're worried about right now, big booty Keisha and Judy, it don't mean anything once you have that freedom of wealth where those problems aren't going to be your problems anymore. It's like the Biggie song, more money, more problems. Right. But guess what? Now your problems are, what kind of car should I get? Should I get the hybrid Toyota or should I get the Tesla or should I get the Lambo? You're going to have different problems, guys. Now your problem isn't about a girl flaking on you. Now your problem is, which girl do I want to see this weekend?
No, your
There's
problem.
so many girls now on your team that you were not going to have these problems that you have. You're in a different tax bracket. Trust me, and especially when you live in a small town where I live, if you have that type of money that Mr. Smith has, word gets around quick with these type of girls, right? Mm-hmm. But the point I'm trying to make is the problems that you have right now, you're going to have different set of problems.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the problem wouldn't even be approaching these chicks. The problem would be how do I get rid of them? Right. The problem would be, oh my God, I took this one chick to my house and now all these chicks know where I live. That would be the problem.
Trojan, I remember Mr. Smith telling me a story about a girl randomly showing up at his house.
Yeah. And
he had another girl there and he's like, why are you here? And I just want to see you. Bro, I've never had a girl just randomly show up at my house, bro. Like, those are the type of problems those guys have, Facts.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens when you're wealthy.
You know what I mean? All right, let's continue. Number 6. Make sure my family is situated. Just because you suddenly become wealthy doesn't mean you have to share it with family and friends. You may feel pressure to do so, but remember, you got here on your own for the most part, right? Most of us. Yep. People will try to guilt trip you. I will change my number. I'm changing my phone number, no cap. I will change my phone number. Not even my parents will have it. Help them. What I'm going to do is help my parents pay their debt as much as I deem reasonable. Here's the thing, guys. Just because now the number one reason why most lottery winners blow their money on is, it's houses and cars, but believe it or not, it's giving their money away to friends and family. And so you're going to have people that you probably haven't talked to in 10 years come out the woodwork, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, Trojan, remember me? We went to like junior high together. Because they heard through the grapevine that now you struck it rich. All of a sudden that ex-girlfriend, All of a sudden now she's trying to swing around. But yeah, my main thing is my immediate family. When I talk about family, I'm talking about my mom and dad. But Trojan, what are your thoughts on number 6, bro?
Yeah, when it comes to family and friends, this is the hardest part, man. Because when people know that you're wealthy, a portion of your net worth could literally change their whole life. And when you get to that point, there's a certain way you've got to carry yourself, and there's a certain way you got to move. You know, read stories, plenty of stories about lottery winners, them having to cut off people that they loved and that were important to them because they would do is beg them for money, and they would always make them the villain. If they didn't give the money freely, then they become the villain. And then if they truly didn't have it at the time, they would always be accused of hiding it. So it's like at this point, when you're in a different network, this is why a lot of rich people hang around with each other. This is why you got to move away. This is why you got to learn how to maintain and work on yourself and do what you need to do once the wealth is there.
All right, and by the way, mods, get the trolls out of here. This guy's talking about heads chopped off, bro. Come on, man. It's not the live stream for that. All right, let's keep going. Number 7, accountability by my inner circle. I have people who are millionaires or make 6 figures whom I trust. Trojan is one of those people that is in my inner circle, right? He's somebody that I've confided in personal information, just like I've confided in Ian, Mr. Smith, Ugo. These are guys that hold me accountable by not splurging. I'm not above reproach. These people are successful and they're still humble, right? A lot of people think that, somebody who's rich is cocky or arrogant. There's going to be a phase where, you're going to start feeling your own, and I've seen it with some of my friends too. But a lot of these people realize for them to continue to be successful, they have to continue to do the work and not act like that they're Hollywood. Like one of these YouTubers, when they get 100K subs, now all of a sudden they're too good to email you back. That's not a shot at anybody. I'm just speaking in general. Now, having mentors, people who help you be accountable helps not just with networking, but understanding nuances, not just in crypto, but other fields as well. One of the things, and this is what Trojan and I have talked about, as well as other brothers in our, crypto group, is that a lot of guys are going to get all of a sudden a certain amount of wealth, and you won't be able to relate to people anymore. Why? Because, as I said before, your problems aren't anymore paying rent, right? Your problems are now, where am I going to spend the month at? Do I want to go to Malta for the month? Or do I want to take my Boricua and go to Puerto Rico? Your problems are going to be different. And a lot of people don't understand that. And people who've attained wealth, the reason why you see millionaires hanging with millionaires, billionaires hang with billionaires, or they hang with millionaires too, is because they identify with each other. They don't have the problem anymore about Big Booty Keisha submitting. Big Booty Keisha showing up at his door unannounced. He doesn't have that problem. So it's okay to you got to have somebody who can hold you accountable. So that way you don't go too far left when you start wilding out or want to wild out. Trojan, is there anything you want to say about this point?
Honestly, this is why, a lot of wealthy people hang out with each other, and you need to have, good people in your ear. You have to make sure that you're getting sound advice, and not foolish advice. For example, like let's say a lottery winner won $10 million, and this is a true story. But he has like a friend or a son who is in his ear, like, let's spend this money this way. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then he looks down and there's no more money left. And then that person that was spending all the money just disappears. So the biggest thing is to pretty much try to form a network and try to network with other wealthy people too. Preferably people who got wealthy the same way you did. And those are generally the people that are truly going to understand where you're coming from. Again, this is why, the rich people, they all play golf together. They hang out with each other because they're the only people that will understand each other's problems. And you would think, oh, well, I could listen to them. I could blah, blah, blah. Well, the thing is that if they were to talk about their problems, regular people would be like, oh, well, you know, you're rich though, so you don't deserve to act like you struggle. So that's why a lot of them don't even talk to, you know, people, you know, in the regular tax bracket, you know? And so actually, I mean, I gotta be real, man. If you are friends with, you know, a rich person, when you're not even there yet, it shows like it shows a lot about your character, and you know, it shows that you are definitely you're at a level temperament. You are not the envious type. You know, you're not the type to make them feel guilty for achieving their wealth.
Yeah. And you know what, Trojan? It's funny because when I talk about this, people think I'm capping, right? And Solo's always talking about all these guys that make 6-7 figures and drive Bentley. Listen, guys, there are guys like that. I'm nobody, guys. Okay, I'm just a you know, husky brother with a small YouTube channel. I'm nobody, but God gave me a gift. He gave me the ability to network. I can walk into a room, and by the end of the night, whoever the movers and shakers are, I got their numbers, their emails, their Instagram. I got all of that. You know what I'm saying? And let me be clear too. What we're talking about is we're not saying that you can't hang out with your friends that are not into crypto or that are not going to be able to relate to you. That's not what we're talking about. What we're saying is that once you level up, you got to have people that are on your level that can check you too, because they're going to understand what you're going through. Some of them may have already dealt with what you're going through. You feel me? And you have to have a support system. Now, some people may not have that. I get it. But that's one of the reasons why I started the Telegram group. And that's one of the reasons why it's important, because I'm not saying you shouldn't be friends still with, you know, Pookie from the corner in them, although you should be careful depending on where you're at. But what I'm saying is that you want people to be able to hold you accountable. And when you have people that may not be in the same level as you, they might tell you do this and that with the money. And then you might listen and you'll be like, yo, that sounds kind of goofy. I'm just saying. Shout out to James Young. He says, no one knows what I'm doing. Not even the people closest to me. I'm disappearing from the people who don't matter once I hit it big. Yeah, James Young, that goes to number one, bro. I don't know if you heard me talk about number one, but that is number one, bro. Even for myself, guys, there's certain people, you know, there's certain people that they know I'm going to rock with them regardless, but there's certain people I might have to remove myself from. Doesn't mean I'm Hollywood or better, but you got to understand that now you're on a different level. And for you to be able to continue to grow, continue to elevate, continue to be successful, you're going to have to put yourself around like-minded people. Not saying you can't go to barbecues and go to, you know, have fun with people, but you're now a target, as I said. And I'm not trying to do any fear-mongering, but you are now in a different level. And that's just facts. Shout out to Asa Taylor. He says, I plan on getting the crypto course once I get settled in my new place. Big shout out to Don DeMarco. Hey, shout out to you. And yeah, guys, check out the crypto course. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of good reviews. A lot of brothers is loving it because I worked on that and I put my blood, sweat, and tears a lot of nights. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me be up a lot of nights till 4 or 5 a.m. because I'm very passionate about this. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for my friends. It's made them millionaires. I've got more money than I've ever had, and I'm just blessed. And so one of the things that's important is to pay it forward. We can talk about game and all that, but really, what is that doing for your pockets? We need to start talking about things that really matter, things that truly matter. And the problem is, don't get me wrong. I know I do sometimes the messy stuff. I get it. If I were to light up the Chihuahua looking chick or do a KS review, we'd probably have 500-600 people here. But guess what? I'm glad we don't have 500-600 people here, because the people that are here, you guys actually care about this stuff. That matters to me more. You guys want to be entertained. I get that. But you guys also want information. And that, to me, I'd rather have 100 people here who are serious about this, who are getting something from this, than just 600 people looking to laugh and jokey joke. And then when they're they don't get anything out of it.
Quality over quantity. The ones
Fact.
that are here are the quality members. The ones that are going to be the wealthy, the ones that are going to be the technocrats, the ones that understand that society is changing and that we are going to adapt to that change and we are going to claim the wealth that rightfully belongs to us. That's the people that are here. So, honestly, I feel like it's quality over quantity at this point. If they're not here, then they don't want to get this game. They don't want to understand how to invest and make millions of dollars in this once in a 3 year, once in a 4 year opportunity. Then that's them.
But shout out to King Nick. He says, I need to provide you my testimonial in the course. My bad, bro. Hey, bro, you good, man. And King Nick will tell you. King Nick will tell you I'm not capping, bro. King Nick has met Ian Bellina. He knows all these people. King Nick, yo, shout out to him. He's doing very well.
Shout out to King Nick.
Now, I mean, facts. Okay, number 8, the 4% rule or the 5% rule, depending on how you look at it. Now, the 5% rule is based on average investment returns, right? So if you have $1 million, then using the 5% rule, that's $50,000 a year. Now, what does that mean for those who never heard of it? So basically, let's say I make $1 million off my crypto investments, right? What I want to do is that, I want to be able to have that make where I would be able to live off of maybe 50 grand a year, well, hopefully more, right? But that's the rule, the basis of the rule. What happens is when a lot of people get a big chunk of money, Trojan, especially lottery winners, they want to blow all that money. So what they do, they buy a big house, they buy a car, then they pay the taxes, then they're broke, right?
Yep.
So what I want to do is very simple. If I make $1 million, then I want to be able to live off of a percentage of that on a yearly basis. But I'm still making passive income too, okay? That's facts. Now, if you have 5 million, then using the 5% rule, that's $250,000. Now, I should be able to live very well off of that. And let me just say shout out to Kay Mitchell with the $25 Cash App. He says, kudos, bro. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate you hitting the Cash App. Y'all be sleeping on the Cash App, but yo. Trojan, anything you want to add to the 4% rule? Because I know some people they live, they use 4%. It'll be 5%. But what's your take on this, bro?
It's the basic principle, man. Like, live below your means. Like, people gotta understand you don't gotta live that rich millionaire lifestyle right away. You gotta set your stuff up and get your investments together, get your LLC together, find out how you're going to make passive income now that you're not working anymore, now that you're going to choose to live off of crypto for the rest of your life. Think about how much you're going to have to, withdraw. Think about when you're going to withdraw. Think about how much you're going to take. Think about the taxes that you're going to pay on that. But one thing I would say is, there is crypto staking where you can literally earn passive income off of crypto. For example, just leaving your crypto in a certain wallet, you gain passive income by staking. And that also upholds the network versus the old proof of work model. But also, like you said, there's mutual funds, there is real estate, there is, there are so many other investments that people can get into to help maintain your money. And that's the first thing you should do before you start spending the money. But see, a lot of people, again, they have this Instagram lifestyle in their head. And the first thing they think about is, I got a couple $1 million. Let me go spend it. Let me throw this money up in the air, But they don't understand that, a lot of the wealthy people, they don't think like that. If they get money like that, the first thing they do, they get an advisor. They line up some investments. They get a plan on how they're going to get returns. And then on the returns that they get, they give themselves a budget. And they have a strict budget because they know that if they are outside that budget, they risk spending too much and actually deteriorate depleting the wealth that they earned. And then not only that, they can be building the wealth as well with these other investments. So people need to think about that.
Shout out to Trojan, dude. Definitely knows his stuff. Oh yeah, Trojan. Listen, man. Trojan, like a lot of people gotta understand, bro. Trojan is, I value his opinion greatly, and I don't say that lightly. You Trojan, you know we've had convos, man, where I've come to you asking for advice or guidance. Like I appreciate your opinion because you stirred not just me right, but a lot of brothers right. Because Trojan is a student, guys, to this. Like when you
Yep.
become into this financial sector, you not only start to learn about crypto, but you also start to familiarize yourself with other markets, right? Of wealth a little bit. You may not be an expert because you start to understand that money is everywhere. And why is it that we as a people, we don't know about this? Because nobody ever taught us. But we have so much information out here. And it's a travesty that so many people are not focused on this. But like Ian Bellina always says, if you're not in crypto, it's a crime. It is. Shout out to Batman Beyond, 6'4" with another donation. Appreciate you, brother. He says living a minimalist lifestyle has saved me a lot. Yeah, everybody wants to splurge right away, right? Xandel's Clutch says living off 50K in dividends is the equivalent of having a 70 to 80K salary once you apply taxes to the latter. If you can't live solid off that, yo, Clutch, you're right. You know what I mean? The problem is a lot of people, once again, what is it that poor people do, Trojan? They get $100, they spend $100.
Spend. Mm-hmm.
And so imagine if somebody gets $1 million, they'll spend it. Yo, shout out to Xandel's Clutch. Hey, a lot of people don't know. Xandel's Clutch, low key, bruh. He be up on crypto game, bruh. Xandel's Clutch. This dude Xandel's, you gonna see Xandel's Clutch out here tricking. He gonna be in the Ukraine, Germany. Clutch is gonna be everywhere with his crypto money. Facts. Shout out to is that okay? He says loving the stream. Shout out to Solo and Trojan. Shout out to you, God. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, we just want to give you guys the information, and we're already more than halfway done. So Trojan, you ready for number 9?
Let's do it.
I think Batman is gonna like number 9. Invest in real estate. Okay, this is something that I've been talking a lot with my cousin about. Marty McFly, Trojan. Shout out to Cozy, Avion. I've been talking about buy a house, rent it out, do the Airbnb thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to get passive income. You get a house, you can get a cheap house in Minneapolis in a good area, right? You can do the Airbnb thing, or you can rent it out and make passive income. And guess what? That's going to help you. The property will appreciate, meaning when you hold it long term, the value of the property will increase over long term. I don't know why I put team. Forgive me, guys. Allowing you to make more money. Trojan, let's talk about that because investing in real estate is important, right? Having that residual income is important, right? Let's talk about that, bro.
So, real estate's that's primal. Like, that's very important because, God only made a certain amount of it. You can't go to God and be like, hey, can we get some more land? Like, no, there's only a set amount of it, and that's why it's valuable. So definitely, once you get money, once you get a good amount of capital, real estate is one of the first things people should start to look at. Because there are a lot of people who became millionaires off of real estate alone. There are different types of...
and it's also one of the easiest, Trojan, too. Yep.
There are different type of real estate investments. You can buy, and lease out an apartment, or you can get condos. You can hire a property manager to manage your properties. You can get, if you want to be hands off completely, you can look into different like real estate funds or investments where you're completely hands off and they do the work for you. But real estate's very important. And when you have capital, that's another way, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki was talking about, that's another way you can make your money work for you. And again, people need to start thinking about diversifying their portfolio. Like, of course, okay, that's great. You got rich off of crypto, but the first thing you got to do is make sure that your money is protected. And the only way to protect it is because we're not psychic. We don't know the future, you know. But if we invest in so many different strong investments, that would make us great gains, but it would make us sustainable gains because everything else is going to be picked up by every other investment. And definitely when you get into real estate, when you have your LLCs for crypto, getting a different LLC for real estate, you know, and you're going to have to make sure that, you know, a different lawyer is under that, or a different company takes papers if you were to get served papers on that, and just generally thinking about protecting your assets, you know. But this is definitely a great sector for people to look into to diversify their investments, especially if they made a huge killing off of crypto.
Definitely. And
Mhm.
like I said, I mean, the goal is here is not just to blow your money, right? The goal is, Trojan, to let your money make you more money. So
Amen.
so that way, if you got 1 million, you turn it into 10 million, 10 million, 100 million. You know, it's funny because now last time I saw Ian in Austin, shout out to him. You know, he's like, yeah, man, my goal is to be a billionaire. Now I was looking at him, right? And one thing I've known Ian for years. One thing I know about him is if he has a goal, he always gets there. He may not get there in a day, a week, a month, or a year, but he always gets there. And crypto is allowing that. Where now something that may seem crazy or far-fetched can be a reality. Because if you're in the space right now, and let's say you're already making millions, yeah, you can become a billionaire eventually. You're so early in the space that anything is possible. So not only are we in a new space where we're seeing thousandaires and millionaires, but also potential new billionaires.
And if I may add, there was an article, I forgot where it was posted. I believe it was Zero Hedge. But the article talked about when Bitcoin gets to 100K, literally half of the world's billionaires will be cryptocurrency billionaires. The
Mm.
times are changing, guys. The times are changing. No longer do you have to make a business and start from the, you know, from the bottom up. Mark Cuban got his first fortune from the dot-com bubble. And he said that crypto is the new dot-com bubble. This is your chance to make that jump off amount, that general, you know, 0 point amount of money that you can take that, make it work for you, work for you, work for you, and then you could eventually become a world-class venture capitalist, you know, one of the top 10 wealthiest people, because that's how Mark Cuban did it. He capitalized off of a market that was, you know, it was in a bubble, but he knew that it was the future, which the internet.com, it was the future, and he capitalized off of it. So this is where it starts. And this is why crypto is one of the greatest wealth opportunities of our time. These people don't understand. Billionaires were created off of the dot-com bubble. Billionaires were created off of investing into something early and having faith in it and then reinvesting that money. But, you know, people are skeptical. They don't want to understand it. They think it's magic internet monopoly money and that it's going to go away, and they don't understand it, so they just avoid it. People don't understand. A lot of crypto people, especially in altcoins, they are making 40, 50% a week. Some of them making 40, 50% a month. Some people making about like what people would make in the stock market in 10 years in a year, literally.
And
So,
I'm glad, Trojan, you brought that up because when and Ian broke this down to me beautifully in a private conversation, but he's like, Solo, what you got to realize is a lot of people are not going to understand it, but crypto is going to be the new internet, bro. Internet 3.0, right? It's going to change things. For example, Trojan, remember when Amazon first came? Amazon did what? Only sell books, right?
it's
Well, look
just
at
a book.
Amazon now.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon sells virtually everything. Amazon even start their own movies, you know, studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what am I saying? Every idea started small. Jeff Bezos used to drive his little, you know, was it a Jetta? I don't know. He was driving his car to drop the books off. And guess what? His company kept growing, where he could hire other people to do it. Kept growing, to the point now that you look at where Amazon is at. Imagine back in 1999, somebody told you, hey, get into Amazon. This is going to get you lit. And you're like, what's Amazon? Nah, I'm good. Imagine the guy, there's somebody right now, or you may know somebody or somebody who may have heard about Amazon, but they didn't get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine the regret that they're living with right now.
Oh no, Solo.
No,
I actually
no, Solo, you're FOMOing, Solo. The point I'm trying to make is this. Crypto is so early right now that we are, with the adoption that is happening, and it is happening, guys. Look at all the companies that are getting into it. Now, when you guys send me cash apps, guess what? If I buy something like equipment or something, I get a percentage back in Bitcoin, guys. So you can't tell me that adoption isn't happening. It's happening slowly, but once it's going to happen where the masses have to use it, that's when you're going to start things just explode. Because remember, with the internet, people even once said, why would people ever have to use email? We have regular mail for that. Well, jokes on that person. I forgot who said that, but it was a government official or somebody who said, why would people ever use email? Well, now, when you think about it, why would you use regular postal mail? That's asinine. You're able to communicate to somebody who lives on the other side of the world via email way quicker. Business is able to be done way faster. And that's what crypto is doing. That's what blockchain is doing, right? It's allowing the world to be able to keep up with the demand that you're seeing. And guys, we are in that wave right now. And this happens, what, Trojan? Once every millennia? If that, I mean.
Hey, bro, listen, people were still waiting for another .com bubble. Now here it is. 2 decades later, finally, we got our other chance, and people aren't taking it. So, I mean, what can you do? Because, this is how Mark Cuban got wealthy. He is one of the richest people on Shark Tank. He is a multi-billionaire because he started off buying, in the .com bubble. He bought pizza.com, right? And, he sold that for a large profit, made millions, thought that was the end, but he had a tech background. He kept going, pushing further. Now he's like, one of the richest men, and he is the richest guy on Shark Tank, so it's just like, once you invest early, you get your foot in the door, multiplying money once you get to that point. I gotta be real. Well, it's not super simple, but at least you're in the game.
Hey, Trojan, imagine if Mark Cuban was with some of his regular friends who were doubters and skeptics. They're like, why would you invest in something called Yahoo? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And he made enough money, he could buy his own basketball team, bruh. Amazing. Yeah. Just amazing.
No, he bought it.
Shout out to B Money. He says Bitcoin was the fastest $1 trillion asset ever. So adoption is moving at a speed faster than the internet. Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, B Money, I got to give you this, man. That's wow.
Yep.
Trojan, let that sink in for a second. Mm-hmm. Bitcoin was the fastest $1 trillion asset ever. So adoption is moving at a speed faster than the internet. And this is what people don't understand. This is what Ethereum is trying to do, right? Theta is trying to do. Guys, the internet is gonna be it's changing. It's gonna be different. And a lot of you guys are worried about Big Booty Keisha with her 3 kids submitting to you. That's why I can't even have a conversation with you people anymore. Facts. And I'll say you people because I was gonna use another word.
Guys, if I can give you guys my top 5 cryptos, I would definitely, these are must-haves. You got to get into Theta. It is a decentralized video streaming platform. They are going to revolutionize the world. They are starting off like Amazon. They have one goal for right now, but once they complete that goal, they're going to have plenty. You should get into Cardano. You should get into Zilliqa. They're trying to do scalability on the blockchain. You should get into Digibyte's cybersecurity protocol, and you should definitely get into VeChain. Those 5 cryptos, I feel like those cryptos will be very huge in the future. And don't sleep on Doge. I would not sleep on Doge. Something is telling me that if you want to hear what people were saying about Bitcoin back in 2014 and 2013, look at what people are saying about Doge.
Wait,
They
hold on, Trojan. Can you repeat the list again? Somebody didn't catch it.
Okay, it is Theta, Theta, Theta. Theta Network, Theta Labs. Look them up. They have an amazing technology, amazing plan, amazing roadmap. Theta is the first one. Cardano, also known as ADA, really amazing crypto. They just launched. They should be launching their smart contract soon, but they are the creator of Cardano was actually on the original Ethereum team when it was created, and he branched off and he created his own crypto because he had a different vision from Vitalik. And then we got Zilliqa. It's based in Singapore, but it's a really good staking crypto, and also, they're trying to solve a huge problem on the blockchain scalability. VeChain, Vet VeChain, that one is really good. They're working on, supply chain and verification, partnerships with AliExpress and Walmart. They're doing very well. And then Digibyte, DGB, they have a cybersecurity protocol, DigiID technology to pretty much make it so that you don't need a bunch of passwords, you don't need a bunch of verifications. You just have one DigiID that's unhackable, completely private. Yeah, and their technology is amazing. You guys got to read up on these. But those are must-haves. And again,
Okay.
don't sleep on Doge.
Well, I'm gonna give my 5 if that's okay with you, Trojan.
Go ahead, man.
My 5, and I'm a hodler, so I'm thinking long term. My 5, okay, here we go. VeChain, Cardano, Uni. Number 3 could be Uni or Dot, Polkadot, Uni or Polkadot, one of them. I'm a big fan on staking coins. DeFi, let's go. Number 4, Theta, and number 5 is Digibyte.
Hey.
I'm very bullish on Digibyte. Matter of fact, on the Trendsetter crypto course, I show you how to get Digibyte. So that's, what I'm saying. Nothing wrong with Zill. I have a little bit of Zill, not enough, but I have a little bit of Zill. Nothing. Trojan's list is excellent. I'm very, very bullish on VeChain. I'm bullish on Theta as well. I just like my DeFi too. Shout out to Uni and Dot. See, I had to go more into ADA though, because it was like, do I go into Dot or ADA? But I think Dot has a great ceiling too, and Uni as well. I mean, they're all great coins, man. In my opinion. I don't know, Trojan. What do you think?
When you look at the supply, it makes perfect sense why, Polkadot is so high. And people may not believe it, but Polkadot is still at an amazingly low price right now. I can see Polkadot easily getting into the thousands very quickly. The supply is just so low, and they are doing so much with their blockchain and their contracts and all the coins that are under them, like Polkastarter, Kylan, and all the other different Polka projects that they have. But Polkadot is an amazing one. Polygon, somebody mentioned Matic, Polygon. That one is amazing. I don't know how, but that one has been just shooting up. I bought some just for fun, and it has just been unreal. The jumps in price it's been doing.
And don't forget, what's the other coin that has been juking? Helium?
Yeah.
Is it Helium? I don't know.
I think it was Helium.
Helium has been juking up and down too, and you can't sleep on Binance Coin either, obviously. Chainlink, shout out to you for putting Chain. Yeah, I got a little bit of Link. And XLM, I'm bullish on XLM. I wish I would have gotten into Chainlink earlier. That's the one where I'm mad at myself because I knew about Link. Ian was talking about Link years ago. But Chainlink, XLM, Celsius, I'm not familiar with Celsius, but I got to look into it. Shout out to James Young.
Crypto lending platform.
Okay. I got to do my research on it. I don't doubt you. USPS has their own NFT. Yeah. Shout out to USPS, But there's so many coins, and that's another thing. If you are a beginner, right, Trojan? Trojan, let's talk about this. There's so many coins, it's easy to become overwhelmed. And I think that's why in 2018, that's how I got wrecked, because I wanted all of them, right?
Hmm.
But I Trojan, I have a thing. Somebody says solo, if I have $1,000, what would you do? And
Well,
I was like, you know what? Get my course. But no, seriously, if you have $1,000, me personally, Trojan, I would tell them to focus on 5 coins
mhm,
to start with. Split that thousand into 5 coins. That's what. Um, that's what 200 or so in different coins. But
mhm,
Trojan, let me ask you, because you're the special guest. If you had $1,000, like right now, there's somebody listening. They're not in crypto yet, right, Trojan? They got a
mhm,
thousand bucks. Should they
yeah.
just put it all in one coin? Get like a low cap coin, or should they split it up among different coins? If Trojan were in crypto right now, knowing what you know right now, but you had to start with $1,000 with what you know right now, where would you start, bro, and why?
Here's the thing: a beginner. I'm sorry, the learning curve for crypto it's a little bit steep. So I would definitely tell people start off with Coinbase, learn about the technology behind the cryptos. But in terms of $1,000, that's tough because it's like, am I talking to somebody who is they're just simple minded, they just want to get some crypto and be done with it, or is it somebody who's willing to learn how to get the cryptos that are difficult to attain? Because you yourself, data is not easy to find. You can't just
You
find
ain't
that.
lying, bro. It took me day near almost a year.
I got two different lists. For somebody who's just they need it quick, easy, simple, super simple. All right, I got a different list for them. For somebody who's like, okay, I'm willing to do some work. I'm willing to do some research. I'm willing to take one late night and just get a pen and paper and let's just do some deep diving into how to find these. But my list for the people who just, they're just starting out, all you got is Coinbase. My list for you is Stellar Lumens, right? That is first. They have partnerships with USDC stablecoin, which is, obviously US dollar stablecoin, which is going to be around because it's the stablecoin tied to, the US dollar. Um, and, it is pretty much a peer-to-peer net. It's pretty much like the peer-to-peer version of XRP, um, to help speedy transactions overseas, peer-to-peer. And across different people. And their blockchain is very fast. It's very efficient. So I would definitely get Stellar Lumens. The next one I would get would be Cardano. Cardano is on Coinbase. It is a very good crypto. It's another crypto I would put it on like the ETH killer um, chart where it pretty much is trying to. And see, the funny thing is, I can't even talk about Cardano's use case because they have so many. If you read the white papers, Cardano is trying to do everything. They're trying to do proof of stake. They're trying to do smart contracts. They're trying to do, you know, different, cybersecurity. That they're trying to branch into so many different avenues. So it's taking them so much time to develop that. But Cardano is going to be huge in the future. I can already feel it. So Cardano would be second. The third would honestly be I would say Polygon, Matic. You got to have that volatile crypto. You got to have that running back. That fast runner. That crypto. That's of course it's a little bit new. People don't know a lot about it, but it has some pep in its step. Matic has been doing very well in the last couple months, and it's been moving very well. So I feel like Matic would be a good choice for a beginner as well. I would take 1inch. That's a decent crypto. They have an exchange. Their exchange is very efficient. It's just like Uniswap. It's a DEX that can be run on your computer or in different wallets such as Trust Wallet and so on and so forth. Um, Exchange cryptos would definitely be very valuable, especially with the bull run happening and people desiring liquidity. And then the fifth one, I would lean towards um, honestly Uniswap because that one again, they have the decentralized exchange. You know, there's going to be a lot of people demanding liquidity, you know, because exchanges are going to be so overwhelmed when this thing goes down and prices are shooting up. Exchanges are going to become very important. So that's why 1inch and Uniswap, you know, are in my list. And then Cardano, Stellar, and then I would put Polygon. So that would be my beginner, all they have is Coinbase, you know, list. For my list, for people who are willing to do the research and find coins that are difficult to attain, I would say, you know, what I said before, Theta/T Fuel. If you get some Theta, you should definitely get some T Fuel. Zilliqa, Cardano, VeChain, and Digibyte. And if you can get the Exodus wallet, you can download it on your computer or you can have it on a mobile device. It's a software wallet. It's very safe. It's very beginner friendly. You can actually hold VeChain, Digibyte, Cardano, and Zilliqa all on the Exodus wallet. The only one you can't hold on the Exodus wallet right now is Theta, and that can be held on the Theta mobile wallet.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna give a very basic one, and Trojan might disagree. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give you all the best ones. I'm gonna give a basic one, because how I'm looking at it is long term, right? That's how I'm looking at it. So yes, I would get Bitcoin. I would. I know people might disagree, but you know, if I'm looking at retail adoption, then I'm definitely getting Bitcoin. For growth potential at a low price, I would definitely go with ADA. Okay, love me some ADA. For potential regarding adoption and usage, as well as an alternative to Bitcoin, I would go with VeChain. Still a very low price, still very low. Back in the day, I would have said XRP. You guys know I was an XRP gang, but with right now an XRP, let me say this because somebody I didn't get to answer the XRP question, right? XRP, if XRP wins their lawsuit, XRP is gonna go crazy. Trojan facts.
Yeah,
XRP is gonna go crazy. You guys know I was very bullish on XRP, and then when the lawsuit came, you know, I flipped my XRP into XLM or Ethereum, right? Now, Ethereum is, you know, oh man, yeah. I mean, Ethereum is going to be around. I got faith in ETH, right? And then the last one would be one that might be a sleeper one, either Digibyte or Algorand or Dent, right? In regards to usage, because we're talking about $1,000, so we ain't really going crazy. But there's so many points, and the point I'm trying to say is, guys, it's easy to become overwhelmed, right, by the different coins. But you have to. This is why it's important to do your research. And if you don't have enough money to put in, then you know, look into the coins that have been around the last 5 years or 4 years even, and how they've performed, and do your research. And I show you how to do the research on the Trendsetter cryptocurrency course. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And Trojan, you ready for number 10, bro?
yeah. I just want to address one thing in the comments. Somebody said
Okay.
DSLA. That's a very good coin. It's just that it's pretty difficult to obtain for a lot of people. They would have to use the decentralized exchange Uniswap and connect it to their Trust wallet or connect it to their wallet on the laptop and then do the swap there. But that coin is pretty tough to obtain. But yeah, keep going. My bad.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah. What we need to do, Trojan, maybe on a future show, we could talk about the different coins by category or something, right? You can have your list, my list, but we can do that on a future show. That would be dope. Okay, number 10. 10% to God, also donate to some charities. Due to my spiritual beliefs, I would invest in the kingdom of the Most High. Create a charity or donate to a charity that focuses on men's mental health, especially black men. We live in a time right now, guys, where men are being ignored, men are being ostracized, and a lot of men are dealing with mental health issues, okay? As some of you guys know, I had a friend who recently passed. He had some mental health things that he was dealing with, addictions and whatnot. And I think that we need charities that are focused for men because there aren't enough of them. You know what I mean? That just focus primarily on men's health issues for men. Charity donations are also great for tax write-offs, right? So that's another thing to look at. But number 10 is you got to give back. What is good being super duper rich and you ain't got nothing, nobody to share it with, or you're not going to do anything with it to impact the world and change? How do you think people get their own high schools named after them and stuff? Libraries named after them, right, Trojan? That is something that I think it's important for me. I'm not judging anybody, but I have a giving spirit where I want to help people, even on YouTube, right? You've seen me put people on YouTube that they didn't have a big following at the time, and they got their start on this channel, and then they were able to build momentum, and now some of these guys are some of the biggest YouTube names. I believe that, yes, there are going to be people asking you to help. However, if I'm going to help somebody, I'm going to do it on my own accord. Not because I feel obligated to, because I really want to, Trojan, what's your take on number 10, man? Number 10 might be controversial, but what's your take?
Well, definitely, I feel like if you got this wealth, I feel like if you're here, if you're into crypto, I feel like you're destined to get it. I feel like you were supposed to get the wealth. And I feel like the reason, well, you got it for a reason. And I feel like, definitely giving back in the way that you see fit. Because I know there's a whole debate about, helping the community and giving back and all of that stuff. But really, it's just giving back to what you believe, or giving to who you believe, needs to be given to, like providing value, and giving back to people who you feel like deserve it. I mean, at the point when you have money, I mean, a little sliver of your money can change people's lives. We can give to charities of our choices. We can even start our own foundations under our name. And we can get tax write-offs from it. It's something that a lot of, wealthy people do, because not only does it make you feel good, but it's a very good look, in terms of business. And also, it is a tax write-off, and I don't know about you, but I personally would, give to people in need than to give to the government. So definitely charity, definitely needs to be an important part, but definitely, giving back to God, paying homage, to God for the fact that you were able to become wealthy. Or if you don't believe in God, just, giving back and just, being a general good person, like Dave Ramsey used to talk on his show about how, like, he would, give to charity so that he would, feel a lot better, about the fact that he has such a ridiculous amount of money, and he would be a blessing to other people because he has, and he has to give. So definitely, I think that's an important part. And it's important for many reasons. It's a tax write-off. It's a good business look. And again, it'll also, it'll relieve a burden on your heart to be giving. That's definitely a good way to end off.
And I want to say thank you to Perez for dropping $50 in the Cash App. Perez, what up? That's my homie. He says $50 for Uniswap. It's coming. Hey, thank you, bro. I really appreciate that, man. And yeah, number 10, I figure number 10 is probably going to be the most controversial one. Because there's going to be people that are like, man, I don't care what y'all say. I ain't giving none of my money away. Well, once you start to learn about tax laws and tax write-offs, you'll realize that you're actually doing yourself a favor. But it's not just for the tax write-offs. It's also, like Trojan said, man. I feel like it's my obligation to help people, man. You know, I've been doing that on YouTube, like with smaller content creators. Trojan isn't even a YouTuber. He should, but Trojan is, he likes to lay low. I don't blame him. But I've put non-YouTubers on my platform. I've put some of your favorite YouTubers on my platform before they became big. You guys who followed me, you guys seen some of the names I've put on. I don't have to mention them. So I feel like it's my obligation to help people as much as I can. And especially men, because a lot of men are being scrutinized and ostracized by society. And that's why you have a group of men running around on YouTube who are, talking about getting facial surgery and cutting their legs to get legs extension and just talking about bizarre stuff because they're dealing with this anguish of not being good enough in society because society has overlooked them. And so we got to understand that there are men out there that are hurting and they don't have a place to go for help. They don't, So in conclusion, guys, and I appreciate y'all, enjoy it. Just don't splurge crazy, I mean, guys, a lot of you guys, a year from now, your lives are going to change. I'm going to see all your Instagram posts. You know what I'm saying? You guys' lives are going to change. Some of you guys might DM me, say, thank you, Solo, for talking about this. Some of you guys heard me talk about this 4 years ago, and you jumped on it then, and it already has changed your life, I'm just humbled that, we had up to 115 people at one point here that now we got about 94, that people, you guys are listening because you guys are the few. You guys are the one, man. And if you take action, your life will completely change. I've seen it. I've seen my best friends literally become millionaires in front of my eyes. And I was mad because I didn't have enough money at the time to put in, But that wasn't my fault. At that time, I was in between jobs and I was trying to do the best that I could. But I told myself I would be ready for the next bull run, and here we are.
Amen.
Yeah, this stream is staying up. This stream is. I'm not taking this down. Trojan, what are your final words on the topic, and then we can take some more questions if you still have time. Or yep.
People gotta understand, like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like, we are never gonna see a lot of these prices ever again. And like I said, and I will keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. Just think back. Let's say you're in a time machine. Let's say you go to the end of the year, or like 2025, and people are becoming millionaires off of coins that you can buy on Coinbase, coins that we just talked about. They're just becoming insanely wealthy. They're leaving their jobs, traveling the world. They're truly happy and things are great. Let's imagine that. Now come back to now. What would you do? You would buy the crap out of those coins, right? Like, people got to understand, like, people became insanely wealthy off of crypto, and they were smart with their money, and they kept earning more money, and they're making their money work for them. So we're in an age where things are going to be digital. Universal basic income is going to come, and it's not going to be fair when it comes. People are excited about that. You shouldn't be excited about that, because they dang sure they're not going to make. They're going to make certain, that the people at the bottom, you're not going to get a lot of that liquidity. You're not going to get a lot of that money. The money is going to them. They always say, if universal basic income becomes a thing, the bottom people are going to get $2,000 a month. The middle class will get $10K a month, and then the upper class or the elite are going to get whatever they want. Society is changing. Automation is coming. Things are changing, and you got to change with it. And very soon, the
Trojan,
United States,
automation is almost already damn near here, bro. Facts.
self-driving cars, driving Ubers,
Tesla, yeah. McDonald's, they have like people there. Yeah, facts.
The kiosk. I mean, we are at this point, we can scream it from the rooftops, but some people aren't going to understand. And you know what? There are going to be people left behind. But you have a chance to invest into crypto. You have a chance to save yourself. and possibly even save your family, possibly even save your bloodline by investing early. You know, you got to think about the people who invested into Bitcoin when it was like $10, when it was 5 cents. A lot of these cryptos are what, $10, 5 cents, $2, $3. We're not going to see these prices ever again. We're going to start seeing Ethereum and Bitcoin level prices for the cryptos that we're looking at right now. So you guys better put as much as you possibly can into these cryptos. Keep them safe and hold on tight, because society is going to change. And I'll just say this, when the quantum financial system comes, you got the people who said they're not going to get crypto, they're going to get crypto. They're just going to be paying ridiculous prices for it.
Yeah, I think some banks have it where I forgot what it's called, but I saw this on the article where you'd be able to buy a little bit amount of crypto from your paycheck in the future or something. They're working on that, some banks, right?
Mm.
Because people won't be able to buy it at prices that they are now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're definitely right about that. Shout out to B Money, says salute on an excellent show. Yeah, this was a classic, man. Facts. Thank you, B Money, for donating. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to James Young again. He says solos on point. Don't overlook charities. They're a great tax write-off. I sent you a note in Telegram. Thank you, brother. I did see it. I hollered back. My phone, it's funny, Trojan, how my phone always blows up when I go live, man. Like, it's just like I think people do it on purpose because they know I'm live. Like, but yeah, guys, Trojan, do you have another 15 minutes? How much time you got? Or
Yeah, I got another 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take for the last 10 minutes. We'll stay another 10 minutes here. Anybody has any questions? Let us know, and then last 10 minutes we're gonna take questions. David Nino Brown says, "Don't believe the boomers. Crypto's the future." Yeah, Trojan, let's talk about the youth for a moment, because the youth are the ones driving crypto. Because the older generation, they ain't really rocking with crypto.
Yeah.
So they're missing the boat on that. But yeah, the millennials and Generation Z are driving it. Talk about that, Trojan. Why are the youth so bullish on crypto?
Well, because the thing is, the youth want to be liberated from from the rat race. They see all of these, some of them are fake gurus, gotta admit, but they do see a lot of, financially free digital nomads. They're seeing people like one master teacher traveling the world, living their best life. They see people traveling and meeting new people and not having to wake up every day at the same time, and people like I am Marwa just traveling the world. They see that type of stuff. They see the digital nomads. They see the vloggers and the YouTubers, and they just want to be free, And they see crypto as it is. It's the gateway. It's the way out. That's the way that people, in this generation can become financially free. But not only that, they can build wealth that can be passed down through generations right now, because society is changing. This is the greatest wealth transfer of our generation. It is going to be insane what happens with crypto and digital currencies, because a lot of the old money, they're holding on to their old system. You guys seen what happened with GameStop and the whole Wall Street bet thing, where literally a bunch of kids, a bunch of crazy people on Reddit pretty much bankrupted a bunch of hedge funds, a bunch of billion-dollar companies, just because they had a vision of stopping people from shorting certain stocks. And then they moved that liquidity into Dogecoin, and then they pumped Dogecoin from point double oh 0.002 cents to literally 5 cents, and now it's at 20 to 30 cents. The youth have a voice, and whether people listen or not, they could say whatever they want. They could say Doge is manipulated. They can say that, this is just a fad. They can say that these coins and these things they pump is going to fall right back down. At the end of the day, crypto is the future. You see people accepting transactions. You see people saying, we accept Bitcoin, we accept Dogecoin, we accept Tron, we accept Bitcoin, we accept Litecoin, we accept Ethereum, because they know that crypto is the future of payment. It's a future of peer-to-peer payment. It's a future of, money. It's a future of, financial freedom. It's a future of, financial freedom. It's a future of, money. It's a future of peer-to-peer payment. It's a future of peer-to-peer payment. It's a future of, peer-to-peer payment. and it's the future. Exchanges are the future banks. They're doing the same thing that banks do. Now they're even giving loans. They're giving to charities. They're giving you dividends. Pretty much, that's what staking is. There's just so much liquidity coming into the crypto market, and with how the economy is looking shaky, people are going to run to something to put their money in that's safe. Now, it's either going to be gold or silver, which is highly manipulated, or they're going to run into crypto, which is literally making people extremely wealthy this year. So we're in the part of the cycle where you can get wealthy by literally just buying these coins and holding it and forgetting about it. So people need to take advantage of this opportunity. So yeah, definitely. I feel like, crypto is definitely the future. And it just had a rocky start in 2017, 2018.
Mm.
And
Shout out to Bat.
one more thing. Sorry,
Go
sorry.
ahead. Go
One
ahead.
more
Go
thing.
ahead. No, go ahead, bro. It's on you.
Yeah, my bad. But the biggest, and a lot of people talk about the, bear run that happened in 2018. Honestly, the main difference from 2018 and now is the fact that we have institutional investors backing the crypto market. They are not only backing Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they are backing a ton of different altcoins that have, use cases and utilities in the technological sphere. We have Theta that's solving $1 billion problem with supplying bandwidth to companies that don't have the time or the resources or the money to store all of that data. And Theta is showing how they can play a Disney movie or they could play a Disney clip by using recycled bandwidth from other people's networks and other people's computers. This technology is going to change our society, but just like Amazon, they're not going to come out their first day selling iPhones and computers and stuff. He's selling books, like you said, he drove his own car, it started off small, and then it gets bigger, then it gets bigger, then it gets bigger, and then all of a sudden Amazon stock was, it was $5, now it's $2,000, and people are like, oh my God, I wish I was back in those days and I could have bought a ton of Amazon stock for cheap. I would have been rich. Well, think about Theta as the new Amazon stock. Think about Cardano as the new, Google. Think about, these cryptos as, utilities in the future, which is what they are. Sorry, a little long-winded.
No, it's all good, Trojan. I love it. I mean, that's the passion, guys. You know what I'm saying? That's the passion. When you have somebody who's really passionate about it, they do their research, they look into a project, a team. By the way, Theta is a blue chip crypto in my book, meaning they got an all-star team, right? And sky's the limit. And also all the partners they got, Samsung, oh my goodness, Theta's going to the moon, bruh. Shout out to Batman Beyond 6'4". He says, thank you both guys. Thank you to both of you guys. God bless you. Glad I'm here. Yeah, Batman, appreciate you. He says Ethereum Classic is slept on. What do you think, Trojan? I got a little. I got like a very small amount. Ethereum
I gotta be
Classic.
real. It's going to go up. Because Ethereum is going up, and because again, rising tide raises all ships. All coins are going up this year. The thing we need to pay attention to is the percentage gain, and what the multiples are. But definitely Ethereum Classic, it's a decent coin. It's one of those coins that, was a product of one of those splits where the team split, and it got divided. But I think it'll do well. But I will, yeah, I think it'll do well. I'm neutral on it.
Okay. As a felon, what options would I have if I wanted to move out the country or even visit? So I'm not even. So felons can't leave the country?
Well, in some countries, they reserve the right to turn you away if they see that you have a felony. So that's a bit of a touchy subject. I don't know.
Yeah, Robert Jones. I'm not really familiar with that, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. You might have to look into that. You know what I mean? See what options you have. You may have to move to a crypto-friendly state. As I mentioned, it's not. Obviously, there's some other countries, but there's also some states where, it's going to be a lot easier or less of a burden for you tax-wise, right? But honestly, I wouldn't know about that one. I'm not very familiar with the legalities of that, nor am I a lawyer or anything like that. But there are other states, though, as mentioned, where the capital gains tax, they're not going to hem you up as badly as some other states, right? Florida, Texas, Wyoming, for example, as I mentioned prior. Shout out to James Young. He says, I'm Gen X. I've been into Yo, James Young, just drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. In the super chat today, he says, I'm Gen X. I've been into computers for 34 years. I was in college when the internet just began. I kept my focus on tech no matter who I work for. This has only begun. So you know what, guys? James Young was here before the internet. He can tell you, I'm pretty sure, James Young, when the internet first began, a lot of people were telling you, yo, what's the internet, right? We're probably telling you, oh, people are never going to use it. You know, it's funny, Trojan. Hindsight is always 2020, right? I love reading stories where people were skeptical of a new technology or new movement, and then you hear their talking points, and then you read it, and then you're like, damn, that person probably feels dumb now. Like the one guy, and I forgot his name, who said, why would people ever need email if we got the postal service? And now the postal service is damn near bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? So it's always interesting, and that's where crypto is. Shout out to Cozy, I saw you too, but with the blockchain technology, which is the thing that I always say that crypto is backed by, right? It's gonna take the web 3.0. Guys, we're gonna be on some Tony Stark shit, man. Facts. Trojan, am I reaching with that Tony Stark analogy, or you get where I'm coming from with that?
No, we will be. And honestly, the people who get into crypto we are going to be the future technocrats that literally take over America. Because you got to understand, things are run by, machines now. You got the kiosks and you have, automation sweeping the nation and stuff. So it's just like, at the end of the day, if universal basic income is a thing and then automation is a thing, who's going to be the wealthy? And a lot of times it will be the early investors or the early, business owners. Now, people got to understand as well, if you're staking crypto, you technically own a business as well. Why? Because you are upholding the network, you're buying stock, you're putting it to use, you have expenses, and you gain income. So you are technically a business. And that's another reason why people need to, go and get an LLC to put their crypto under, and also make other LLCs for other avenues of, a means of income that people discover. But, we are literally, we're stepping to a new generation. We're stepping to a new society. This is the fourth industrial revolution. Things are going to change. And the people that are just, running from it and cursing it as it comes, it's not going to make it come any slower. It's coming. It's already here, but this wealth opportunity, this is finite. This is not going to be here forever. You're not going to be able to get rich off of crypto anymore. Look at Warren Buffett, right? He got into the stock market in the early days, right? He invested in the stock market, and what Warren Buffett said, and I thought this was very profound. He said what he did to get wealthy was he bought stocks and he just held it for long amounts of time.
Facts.
Why can't we just do the same thing with crypto? Oh wait, people do that and they've become ridiculously wealthy with it. Like Eric Finman, the guy who spent $1,000 on Bitcoin when it was $10. He was 16 years old and he grew up to be a multi-millionaire with Bitcoin because of that. This is our last chance, man. People got to get into crypto.
Facts. You know what I mean? And yeah, Trojan, I appreciate you jumping on. This was a great stream, great information, great questions too by the audience. Really appreciate you guys. You're going to see the market start to juke and move. Hold on. Let's pull up the prices one last time here, guys. You're going to see the market start to juke and move. And I think people got to understand that. And here's the difference, though, Trojan, for me. Unlike 2017, right? The mainstream media is still pretty quiet about crypto, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they're talking about it, but not like 2017. And I think that what's going to happen is a lot of people, once you start to see it rally for real, it's going to get to a point. And here's the thing, Big Booty Keisha, the topics like that, going overseas and tricking or you know, the community, those topics will always be around. But the, like Trojan said, we're looking at the fourth industrial revolution, the greatest wealth transfer ever. We'll probably never see that in our lifetime again, or even in our children's lifetime. It's very, very simple. Very simple. Don't miss out because you were thinking with your wrong head. Brother, I said, don't miss out because you were thinking with the wrong head.
Honestly, man, people gotta just you gotta just buy, get into the market, like, because you know, like you said, the media isn't talking about it. That means we're early. When the media starts talking about it, that means it's time to take profits and secure your assets. But for right now, it's the time to buy. Buy. Things are low. The media is not in it yet. The masses are not in it yet. You gotta buy while it's still low. And like I said, you get into crypto and you hold it, like Warren Buffett said, and like a lot of these Bitcoin and crypto millionaires did, you're going to be extremely wealthy. You're going to have wealth that you could possibly pass down through generations. Bloodline wealth.
Shout
But
out
this is where
to
it starts.
shout out to Batman Beyond. He says men are gonna have to be patient with crypto also. Yeah, and you know, Trojan, that's why we got to talk about the 2018, right? Bearish crash, and we mentioned that earlier. But I was telling Trojan behind the scenes, like some of us got PTSD from that, bro. When we saw the market crash 90%, and then we, like I said, I got wrecked. I had a few coins. I thought Tron was gonna do well. I mean, Tron is still alive, but you know, Sparkster. I mean, Icon is dead. I bought a bunch of Icon. Electronium. Does anybody remember Electronium? I bought a grip of that. Everybody, see, Electronium was supposed to be what Cardano is, but mainly for Africa, in regards to peer-to-peer in African countries. And Electronium, I haven't heard about Electronium since 2018. And so some of us who were in that space, we remember getting wrecked, right? If you didn't take proper precautions, because back in those days, Trojan, you know how it was. You put money into like a low cap coin and it would explode, right? Because that's what we learned back in 2017. And then we realized that, you know, no, now we gotta do more education. We gotta know more information. But I still have Electronium. If anybody, I still have it. Maybe in this bull run it'll pump, Trojan. As soon as it pumps, you know, then I'll sell it. You know, whatever, man. But yeah, I still got Electronium, man.
I mean, you know, people got to understand, like, I totally understand what happened in the 2018 bear run. That has to be traumatic when it crashed 90%. But two things. I would say number one, I personally don't think it would crash that hard again. And if it does, I don't think it would last that long. Because like I said, we have institutional investors backing the sphere now. We have Elon Musk, the world's richest man, investing into crypto. We have, you know, a bunch of institutional investors. I believe there are rumors that Apple is into crypto now too. There are a bunch of this PayPal is into crypto. Visa and MasterCard is trying to have payments through crypto. It's, you know, adoption is here. It is here. So a bear run will come. You know, a crash will come. People need to prepare for that. One of the ways they can is, you know, take out some profits and then diversify that into other investments, or they could put their profit into a blue chip coin. You know, like you said, Theta is a blue chip coin. Ethereum is a blue chip coin. You know, Ethereum, you know, that may not make you as much money, but it's still a blue chip coin. You know, Cardano is a blue chip coin. Zilka is a blue chip coin. You know, but then don't keep your money in, like, you know, Shiba Inu or like SafeMoon, you know, when the bull run is over. That's just foolish. You gotta understand, like, you know, these cryptos do have rankings. there are cryptos that did go up in the bear run. I know it was like very few. I know they all corrected. But remember, another cycle is going to come. And this time the cycle may come quicker. Because last year, people actually didn't realize it, but some coins are actually popping very early, like right after the halving. A lot of altcoins were popping off. Uniswap, Chainlink, Data, Digibyte, VeChain, Silica, last summer. So again, I feel like this is people's chance.
And Trojan, here's Electronium right now. I probably bought it when it was close to the all-time high, right? Look at where it's at right now, bro.
Wow.
You think it'll ever go back?
Yeah, it will. It will. Listen, and when we don't go in these bull runs, it's the shit coins that come last. Remember that liquidity needs to drift down, and it's gonna drip down to the popular alts, and then it's gonna go to the shit coins and ERC20 tokens, TRC20s, add-on tokens and all of that. But all coins will go up, definitely.
But here's the thing: when Electronium goes back up to its all-time high, I'm selling it. I mean, the idea was great, the peer-to-peer thing, but the team hasn't done anything, and it just they've been outclassed by other coins, right? And now we're into Gen 4 coins now, right, Trojan?
Yep.
Right. So what that means is the coins are only going to get better and better, and coins that were great at the time, or the idea was great, if they're not able to keep up, meaning that they're able to show adoption and usage cases and partnerships and stuff like that, they're going to get out of here. And that's something that you guys have that in 2017 we didn't have, Trojan, right? Where there were coins like VeChain, for example, that are already showing that they have partnerships and usage purposes.
Yeah.
In 2017, 90% of the coins were highly speculative, bro. Like 2021, you have coins that are doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Look at VeChain. Look at what's another coin right now? Ethereum, of course. But you didn't have that, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm more focused on coins that have partnerships and on already showing adoption and usage cases. I'm bullish on Theta too, of course. Trojan, you remember we did a stream and you would telling me about Theta, and I was like, yeah, sure, bro. It was like, was it 30 cents at the time? You told me, or was it 70 cents? I can't remember.
I hate to say it, Solo. It was 25 cents at that time.
Oh my God!
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
And guess what? I was telling Trojan earlier today. I was like, yeah, bro. I'm just happy I got it at $8 or $9. And I know Trojan's like, yo, bro, I was telling it to you when it was a quarter. Oh my gosh, bro. But see, you live and you learn, guys. You live and you learn. That's why. So when Trojan told me, hey, get into SafeMoon, I was like, what's that? Hey, by the way, all you guys who saw my SafeMoon video, I'm still holding SafeMoon. Look, if SafeMoon just goes to a penny, I'm Gucci, man. If it goes to 10 cents, you're going to see me with 3 pogs in the back of a Bentley, man.
Me personally, once SafeMoon blows up in the summer run, it would probably be wise to take profit on it and put it into blue chip. Yeah. Because facts. It's just too risky to hold that long term. Third quarter, it might get slapped down and never recover.
Facts. Oh no. SafeMoon. I'm planning to cash that one out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my little fun money. Yeah, I mean, and there are some coins that you think are gonna be great, but then they end up ish coins. Oh, Zilla's at 20 cents right now. Okay. But yeah, no, I still have SafeMoon. I still have my Shiba. Shiba's been going up the last day, so hey, cool. Hey,
Shiba and Doge are gonna keep going up until May 4th.
Trojan, if Shiba Inu gets to like a penny, bro, we balling.
Shiba is a meme coin, just like Doge. Even when you take profits in that, I would just throw some in a wallet and forget about it. It might make you rich. You never know.
Exciting news fund 2 says July mainstream adoption is coming. Is he talking about the Theta mainnet? What is he?
I think he's talking about the summer bull run that's about to happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be massive.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Like I said, man, when you don't see me YouTube in a month, you know what time it is, right, Trojan?
Oh,
Be
yeah.
like, assume that I've been kidnapped or that I'm just laying low, following my 10 rules that I've been telling you guys about, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, is a fun show. It's always fun to do a show with you, Trojan, talking about crypto, because, you know, I don't get to talk to my regular friends. I finally got one of my buddies to get on Coinbase after trying to convince him for 4 months. He's like, yeah, I'm going to buy ADA, bro. I'm like, bro, I was telling you when ADA was like less than $1, bro. Like, you know, it's yo, Trojan, we got to talk about this though real quick before we ride up. But FOMO is real, Trojan. Like, people won't believe you until they see it. And then the FOMO kicks in, and then they want to get in when it's like at an all-time high or close to an all-time high, you know? It's crazy, bro. And that's what happened with me and Theta. I FOMO'd when it went to $15, and then luckily at the dip, I was able to get it at $8 or $9, man.
Wait till it goes to 100.
Yeah, you know. I can't wait. I'm listen, Trojan, you know me, bro. We've had this conversation, bro. I'm ready, man. We're gonna let these other cats worry about Big Booty Keisha and Big Booty Judy and tricking and submission, and we're just gonna keep stacking and racking our cryptos. And you know, the conversation will change because Trojan, you know, as well as I told you, when I talk to Mr. Smith and these other guys, they don't have a problem with Big Booty Keisha and all that. Their problem is they have too many Big Booty Keishas.
And beating them off with a stick.
Right. X. I mean, you can have different problems, and you know, it's life is deeper than just women, right? We're not just trying to make this about snaps. It's the homie mediocre tutorials in the building. Legendary. We got a legend in the building. Hey, mediocre. Didn't I tell you get to 100K fam? And you thought I was capping, huh, fam? I kept saying it. Like, man, I need to start my own, like, call it the solo draft league. All you young cats that are talented, I'm gonna do y'all like Puff Daddy. I'm gonna put y'all in the contract. So when you blow up, I'm gonna get a portion of your revenue. Yo, shout out to Mediocre Tourism Review. No, and by the way, I didn't put him on. I'll never say that. He put himself on. This brother is the real one. You know what I mean? Yo, Mediocre, man, we gotta do a show in the future, bro. I appreciate you always, man. Wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful to know that he still watches me, man. He probably saw some of my rants too. He's like, yo, Solo, calm that down, bro. Now, but shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Review. Yo, he does phenomenal work. He's one of my favorite YouTubers, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't really watch a lot of other guys, like I said, in the Red Pill no more, because it's kind of like, but MTR is a guy that I still watch, man. He's a dope guy, man. Appreciate you, bro. Anyway, I think, Trojan, we're done, right?
Yeah.
We're finished. Yeah, guys, I'm leaving this video up. A lot of wealth in regards to information. But like me and Trojan said, do your own research, guys. Don't take our word for it. You got to do your own research, guys. You got to do your own diligence. This is your future that we're talking about. Don't go crazy even if you're initially investing because of FOMO. You know, always be willing to put in what you're willing to lose, or lunch money, as I say, right? And for those watching the playback, you know, hit the description. My Trendsetter crypto course is in the description box. We're blessed for you guys to join us, and we're out. Peace.
Peace out.
That was a fun show.